Cool. It does a thing now where it previews the video before you go live. That's really nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Hello, everyone out there on the internet. My name is Modern Synthesis, otherwise known as Mr. Pink. I am here with my dear sweet co-host Kajan.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Kajan. Thanks for joining me tonight. And
Yeah, my pleasure.
it's a Wednesday. It's in a normal time when you like North American people might be watching YouTube. So that must mean that it's Work in Progress Wednesday, our bi-weekly stream that we do when we're not doing Creature Conference. And on this Work in Progress Wednesday, I wanted to continue working on some Genestealer conversions, which I started a few weeks back on some stream somewhere, primarily as a break from 24-hour tile, which is just sitting here, taking up my dining room table, just out of reach. Here's a hideous whale shark thing that I'm my 24-hour tile build. Yeah, I need a break from that because that's been a lot, but I'll probably get back to that on the weekend. Kajan, what are you working on tonight?
I'm going to work on my plans for November.
Nice.
So, sport hours, those are
I like those.
not
I
going
saw
to be.
those. What?
Yeah,
They're
they're not
not?
going to be caterpillar towers. They're going to be spore towers. The idea is they grow up and burst out spores that sets everything in overdrive.
Cool.
And
Okay.
that's why they're looking a little bit different from your usual caterpillar tower.
Nice. I'm
And
excited
Symbio
to
Joe
see.
joined us in the chat,
Oh,
and
Symbio. Hey, buddy.
He wants to know where his Spider-Man pictures are. I have no idea what he's referring to.
Is he maybe referring to my well, we did show like the Spider-Man pose of like what's his name's Deathleaper slash
Dachande?
Lictor. Dachande, yeah.
Dachande?
Is that what he's referring to?
I
And
have no
then
idea.
I was working on my own Deathleaper, which was mildly inspired by Spider-Man, but not overtly. Um, so not sure. Symbio Joe, let us know what you mean. Use Spider-Man pictures, and then we can see if we can get you some. So one of the so what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to make a video with like four different possible 4 or 5 different ways to build the new Genestealers. And one of the ones that I wanted to do was a Ymgarl Genestealer. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. And it's not going to be a very complicated conversion. It's basically like building a stock Genestealer straight out of the box, putting one of the Ymgarl tentacled heads on it. And then I think a good way to represent the like supposed to be wildly like mutating nature of them is just to give them like a bunch of different arms.
That's
Just
Venom Troop, if I recall that correctly.
that is correct.
Hello.
Your audio just got way better. Oh, who's that? Is that DarthBob?
Hi,
It is
hi,
I.
Howdy, Bob. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry I'm a little late. I was just finishing up dinner.
Well, we were actually reflecting that if we start at the time we normally start at, which is 7:45, because we often start late, you'd be arriving just on time.
Fashionably
So
late.
no problem there.
What are we working on today?
I'm working on some Genestealer conversions. Kajan is getting
Ooh.
started on November stuff.
Oh, nice.
Huh. What are you going to be working on?
I'm actually also working on November stuff, but my work desk is still an absolute mess, and my webcam setup is all torn down at the moment. So
Oh no. Why
we
is
will just
that?
have to. I've been so I'm converting my basement into a more proper like hobby studio, and I've been
Cool.
like moving stuff around and all that. So I've been basically packing up or packing away because I'm gonna be ripping up the carpet and replacing it with. I haven't decided on hardwood or laminate yet, but it's gonna be one of the two because I don't need my bits going into the pocket dimension
Oh,
anymore. So
I went with vinyl plank for my basement.
that's kind of what I was looking at. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
I
right now
believe the
I'm
tech
packing stuff up.
And I believe the technical term for what you are building is a man cave.
Yes, it
Yes.
is definitely that.
No, Kajan, when you get classy like we are, you call it a studio. It's your
Okay.
studio. Man cave just sounds dirty.
It does.
Well, it is probably dirty. I mean,
It's like there's like
it's a studio.
skulls and stuff in the corner. Yeah, my studio is pretty dirty. Good point. Oh, before I get too far into stuff, I wanted to show you guys this, which is an exciting, I was going to say exciting little piece. There's nothing little about it though. I'm going to stop recording. It's not. So Blitz Mechanica and I decided to split the Warcry, the new Warcry box that has the like gorgers in it or whatever. And it also comes with this like super hot maw pit thing.
Yes.
Oh geez. It's a big honking piece of terrain. I didn't actually realize how big it was when they were showing us like pictures of the new Warcry box. I was like, cool. That could be useful for some Tyranid terrain. Maybe I should jump on that.
Was
Sorry?
that pre-broken or did you break it?
No, it comes in two halves, like on the sprue.
Oh, okay.
Like this. And then you have to assemble it. But it is, I think, one of their models that they cast in China and not in the UK. Because the fit is a little off. You gotta really brief on it. Yeah, so it comes on a sprue with some of their cute stuff, like this huge ass skull that's supposed to be like the base that they stand on. It's like a platform. Some big bones and a bunch of claws and some husky things that you're supposed to build it with. So yeah, I'm gonna knittify this all up. But I'm trying to decide how I want to handle it. Because when I was first looking at it, I was thinking about how like it's pretty shallow, like in terms of like the curve of the toothy pit. And I thought about trying to cut between each ring and like space it out so that it goes down deeper. But it looks like it would be a nightmare to cut.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. At that point,
Yeah.
you might as well just resculpt an entire thing, I think.
Quiet you with your. Why don't you just sculpt it? But it's a cool piece. It's a really cool piece.
If you want to deepen it, maybe heat it up a little and try if you can stretch it out.
That's a good point. Although I might lose the detail then, and I just have to resculpt it anyway. So the answer is that I should just sculpt the damn thing. But I wanted to show people like a scale for it. So like this is one of the new Genestealers. He's on a 32 base, I think. So like I think this is a 32. That's what a 32 base looks like in this. It is big. What else do I have for scale? Oh, here's a cheeky Carnifex who just came home from Games Workshop. So the Carnifex's circle base can fit in the pit.
Nice.
And with some space to spare. It's very large.
I think that's a 90. If it's the one that came with the Screamer Killer, I think it's a 90.
It is.
So, yeah,
so it's a
big.
90. So this is an almost I guess it's like 100 inch diameter. Or sorry, 100 millimeter diameter. Oh, I've got a ruler right here.
And we have Tom Wilson joined us in the chat.
Hello, Tom. Welcome.
Radon 959.
Oh yeah, Radon joined the streams over the weekend when I was doing my big build. Cool. Welcome, Radon.
And Radon wants to know, how is everybody's day?
Oh, DarthBob, how was your day?
I can't complain. Pretty easy day at work. Didn't really have much to do, so
it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, my day was great as well, so I can't complain.
Good. My day was okay. I wish I had gotten more work done, but whatever. I usually like alternate the days when I go into the office and when I work from home. And I never really thought about it. I was just like, yeah, I'll go into the office like Tuesday, Thursday, and then I can work from home Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That'll be chill. But then I realized that this week we've got to like screw up with like Ripley's schedule and like walking the dog. So I'm going to go into the office Tuesday and Friday. So this is going to be my first time having like back-to-back work from home days. And it's actually kind of nice that I don't have to like, it's just a psychological thing. It's a nice thing that I don't have to worry about like going into the office tomorrow I was from home today, and I can be from home tomorrow.
Very cool.
Mhm. And Warpick Mint also joined us, and he said his day is going good. And Tom Wilson suggested something to do with your more
Yep.
and making a press mold out of it.
Well, I may have thought about that because, but we got to see.
Great minds think alike.
Great minds think alike. How weird do I want to go on these Ymgarl Steelers? That's the question. I've got some like chaos spawn bits here.
Very. Oh, I love that one
definitely
bit.
that one.
That
Oh, yeah?
crazy spider arm bit. I love that bit.
Yeah,
I've been wanting to
the
use that on
three
a Tyranid.
the 3 one.
Okay, well, the decision is made.
The
I don't think that I want to put like the full thing on him, but maybe like one of those arms.
the
Yeah, I would cut
three-fingered
it down a
one
little bit.
definitely. I'm not feeling the four-fingered one.
So is this the three-fingered one up top and then the four-fingered ones at the bottom?
The bottom one is the three-finger.
I might have shifted them around just now. Hold on. We'll let the stream
Okay.
the video catch up. I'm living in the future, remember? I just realized I've got like these weird little like sphincters that I don't even remember where those came.
Yeah,
Neat.
no, it's the one on top. The
Okay,
one
so you
right
like the
below
one on top.
the lash whip. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually agree. Yeah, I like that one a lot more. I think on its own the bottom one doesn't really work, but it's separated like separate bits, like the
Yeah, I'd have
individual
to
little
cut it
claw arms.
apart,
I think
kind of
would be
thing.
cool.
Yeah, if you cut it apart and arrange it like the other one, the one above, to be the other side of the arm, you probably get some nice claws out of it.
Ooh, but I just dug out a we were having a chat on the Discord today about Ravners and how they are amazing source for bits and a terrible kit. And I just dug out one of the Ravner scything talents, and I kind of like how beefy it looks. I'll do that on one side.
Yeah,
On arm. I was telling myself that
they,
I needed to link this with the rest of like the Genestealers. I should put like one of its front arms and one of its back arms be like the normal arms from the kit. But maybe I don't need that many. Maybe I just need like one of its normal arms. Be the normal arm from the kit.
In my personal opinion, the third edition Raveners are the best overall. I mean, I don't think there's been a perfect Ravener kit yet. I think they all
Yeah.
have their problems. But I think the only
Yeah.
real problem with the third edition one, at least for me, is the heads. And I don't hate the heads as much as a lot of people seem to hate them. But I think just a head swap on the third edition ones, and they're the best version.
Yep.
I
I'm gonna
mean,
cut
I
down
like
this jump.
I like the ones we have right now. So
I just
Yeah.
don't like how big their torsos are. That's my only problem. I like how the third
no,
edition ones are kind of skinny.
I actually like that.
Yeah.
What I'm missing is the old flash hooks, like the what were they shooting? They had some spine fists. Yeah, spine fists were
Oh.
integrated in their chest, and I
Yeah.
really miss that. I don't like the one that's coming with the current kit.
There's
It's
3
just
different ones
some
though. There's 3. There's
uh,
there's a death
yeah.
spitter, there's a spine fist, and there's a devourer. I think there's 3 different
Yes.
chests, isn't there?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
it's
there's
basically they tried to make them underground warriors, so they gave them all the weapon options except for a venom
Yeah.
cannon and a barb strangler. So other than the heavy weapons, basically. I thought it was a cool idea to put the weapons in the chest. I just
Oh, I think
didn't
it was a
like how
great
it made them
idea.
so. I didn't like how it made
yeah.
them so bulky. That was the only thing I didn't really like about it.
True. Yeah, like it makes their
And
chests excellent for Tyranid primes because they're like super
Mhm.
muscular, but not really great for anything else.
yeah, I fully agree. The kit itself is not really kit bash friendly, even though it comes with 3 different sizes of sighting talents.
Oh yeah, it does. I forgot about that. Yeah, so I think that the what people agreed to on the Discord is that not a great kit on its own, fantastic bits box. Like Kajan just said, you can get like 3 different kinds of sizing, 3 sizes of scything talons from it, like all kinds of options.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a
Now,
good kit.
question is, how do I incorporate the lash whips? Oh wait, I should put the lash whip here. I don't want to have like two noodly appendages on the same side.
So these are Ymgarls, yes.
Yeah, so this is what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to like I'm supposed to make a video about assembling the new Genestealer kit, and this is like a
Mhm.
collaboration with Fenris Workshop. Shout out Fenris Workshop, who are I'm an affiliate with them now. They sent me the Genestealer kit, and they were like, they basically just gave me carte blanche. They're like, hey, maybe you can make like a video about this. I'm like, okay, yeah, I got some ideas. So I am making a video about like 4 different ways to assemble them, or 5 different ways to assemble them. So there's going to
Mhm.
be like the standard way is going to be the make them look kind of like the old Genestealers with a little bit of simple green stuffing way on their backs.
Mhm.
And then there's going to be the Ymgarl Genestealer conversion way. I'm working up now. There's going to be a make them look like the Deathwatch Overkill Genestealers way.
Oh, I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, this is it's not going to be that hard. It's going to be again some simple green stuffing, and then there's going to be make them like a little baby lictor way. But I still have to figure out the upper talons for that. So I'm probably going to focus on other ones this video and get to the baby lictor later. Yeah, I feel like I should glue this guy to a base to make him like easier to like check his posing. Be a good call.
So for my non-combat Genestealer thing,
Yeah.
I'm going to be or non-combat Tyrannid thing. I'm going to be doing like a little Tyrannid baby, like a Tyrannid mutate baby.
Oh yeah, you talked about this creepiness.
And I can't decide if I want it being held by someone or put it in some kind of weird kind of
Oh, birthing pod.
esoteric. Well, no, I was thinking like more of like a cradle, like a
Okay.
weird esoteric culty like Genestealer cult cradle type thing, which
Oh,
I
that
guess could
sounds
be like
fun.
kind of
I vote for that.
biomechanical baby cradle.
I want to
No,
see
no,
the
That's
I
kind of
cradle.
vote.
what I'm leaning towards.
Let me say it like this: I want to see the cradle, but I think lore-wise, it makes more sense for it to be held by someone because they are protected at all times and stuff like that.
That's true. But
Okay,
I kind of
so I
the
like
one
the
thing is
protected
that
at most time. Here, why don't we have both worlds? Why don't we have someone standing in front of a cradle holding the baby, and the cradle's behind their back? So you get
that's
to
not a
see the
bad
person
idea.
holding it, and then you get to see the cradle.
Or maybe like kind of like standing next to the cradle with the baby in it, with the hand kind of resting on the cradle, almost in like a kind
Uh,
of like protective gesture.
I don't
Yeah,
love it just because I feel like that means that there's only one angle that you can view the model from, the
That's
front.
true. Yeah, that is a
And
good
then
point.
what's going on at the back? Like there's nothing going on. But like if
Yeah,
it's
that's
kind of
true.
like picture a mother having just picked up this freaky baby and turned from the cradle to like walk out of the room, then
Hmm.
the model can have two like optimal viewing angles where like none of it's being obscured. So the back of the model, which you don't want to really care about like doing as much good sculpting or painting or whatever on it, is
Hmm.
to the cradle, and then but everyone's going to be looking at the detail of the cradle when viewed from behind. And
That's true.
then other way around, you can see like the full front of the human model and the full front of the baby without having to like shove it in around a cradle. But it could
Yeah,
also
that's
be
a good
easier if
point.
you shove it in around the cradle because then you don't have to sculpt the bottom. You just like hide it.
Yeah.
Your call.
I know exactly what model I'm using for the baby too. I posted a couple, I think it was like a month or two ago, from Winter's Bioforge, who does all those awesome Battlefleet Gothic and
Yes.
epic, totally not Tyranids. He has some epic scale gargoyles that are like perfectly
Oh,
sized for like a an infant kind of size,
wait, a
and they're
gargoyle?
very
Isn't that like
creepy.
too small? I picture that being very small.
It's actually not. They're about I'd say about maybe it's probably like a centimeter long ish.
Okay.
So they're pretty.
Okay.
I got one with me. Let me hold on. Maybe I can post a picture to the Discord. One sec. Where's my phone to take a picture? Hold on, I gotta grab my phone to take a picture real quick.
Yep, sure.
while you are doing that, we have
Yes.
some people chiming in the chat.
Thank you, Kajan.
Tom Wilson said earlier, I want to see the Killers of the Flower Moon. I think that was in reference
Oh,
to.
I'd like to see that. The film. Yeah, the Martin Scorsese film. I went to see or I want to see.
I went. Sorry, went.
Yeah. I want to hear about how it is, Tom Wilson.
And he also wants to know what the spidery arms are from.
They are from the Chaos
I think-
Spawn, as Brett Evans could tell you, because Brett Evans is king of Spawn.
Is that the new set for the Chaos Spawn?
No. It is the older than the Hills set for the Chaos Spawn. It came out probably in the early 2000s. It's a very old set.
they just recently refreshed those models,
No,
right?
Not those ones.
do
Yeah.
I-
Oh, you're right. Yes. I think the old Chaos Spawns are still available, but I have one of the this is from the very old one. It's not from the new one. I haven't gotten the new one yet. There's some cool stuff in the new one.
Okay, so bottom line is he might be able to get his hands on those.
Oh yeah, I think these old Chaos Spawn are still available, still for sale.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. I would be very sad if they weren't, because they're. I've always said that kit is absolutely horrible if you assemble it like as the kit. But
Yeah,
it
like
is
many
a
Tyranid
great
models.
resource
As we were
for
just saying
kits.
with the Ravener. The Ravener is
Yep.
not so great if you assemble it like the kit, because it's just a big fat underground warrior. But if you want to convert stuff from it, so similar with the Spawn, you'd say?
Yes, that is my opinion, at least, on the subject.
And Tom Wilson.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
you go.
He just answered about your question about the movie, and he said
Yep.
it's a very good film, not very uplifting.
What film are we
Oh
talking
no,
about?
I would Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh,
Martin Scorsese, Indigenous land rights. I think it's about.
oh,
People
really?
stealing land from Indigenous people, isn't it?
Yeah, the secondaries. I only heard about it in passing by. It's apparently about how the one of the Native American tribes, how the woman married a white guy, something like that. It's the secondary plot, and the first plot is how this guy basically robbed them of their land.
Oh no. Okay.
Something like that.
I was thinking
I'm-
Leo was a
I'm not-
good guy in that movie.
I'm not quite sure. As I said, I only passing by. Not
Yeah.
paid
Well,
much
that's all I
attention to it.
hear, all I know as well. So maybe Tom Wilson can educate us further.
And sorry, DarthBob, for cutting in there.
Yeah, no, you're good. I'm struggling to take a picture of this thing because my phone is really old and the camera is like, it doesn't want to focus on the right thing. So I'm
So
taking a picture of it next to a termagant.
I appreciate your priorities, like prioritizing somewhat expensive Warhammer art, still rocking an iPhone 3 or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's iPhone. It's an SE, but it's the original SE, so it's about
don't even know
like
what that is.
iPhone 6 era.
Okay.
So it's about, I've had it for probably 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Like 2016, I think probably is when I got it. I think I've had it longer than my car, and I got my car in 2016. So
Oh wow. Okay.
So we're talking closer to 10 years.
Holy toot.
but
See, I'd like to keep my phones that long, but
still
I keep
works.
like breaking them / they die.
Honestly, if I could just like replace the battery in this one,
Yeah.
because the battery life is really the only problem with it. Otherwise, like, it works. I mean, it's not very fancy, but it works.
Yeah.
The only real problem I have is that, like, when I wake up in the morning and I leave for work, if I like have to commute probably like 40 minutes to get to the job site for work,
Yeah.
and if I haven't used my phone at all, um, leaving at 100%, by the time I get to the job site, it's at about like 80%. So it goes
Oh
down like
no.
20%.
Oh well, that's not
for
so
about
bad.
40%.
80. It's doable.
Well,
but
yeah, but 40 minutes of no use, and it goes down about 20% battery.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said that if you've been using it for your commute, it goes down 20%.
Oh no,
It
no,
just
no.
sits in your pocket and goes down 20.
Yeah. So the
Oh,
battery's
that's not so good.
very old. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like I might take it to a shop to see if they could replace the battery. Because, I mean, I'd rather not spend all. I don't use my phone for much, to be honest. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like I've never really had a real reason to like have to be one of those people that gets the new iPhone as soon as it comes out.
No,
Um,
no, I'm not one of those people either. I go for, because I use Android, I go for like whatever generation of the Pixel is currently out, and then I wait for like the A model, which is the cheap model, to come out, and I get the A model because it's usually like as good as the previous generation, like full flagship model. So I don't need the newest hotness.
right.
I just use my phone to take pictures and look at the internet and
So
transfer
that's
files.
I put a pic in the work in progress Wednesday um, of the
Okay.
little guy in front of a termagant body. So he's pretty small. He's a pretty little guy, but not too little.
Oh
It's like
wow, it looks really
probably about the
good.
size of a head. Probably the size of a termagant's head, I would say.
It is very small. I guess if you put that in a human's arms. But let's see
Yes.
if I can get this up here.
While you do
Uh,
that, we have more comments in the
please.
chat. Brad
Thank you.
Evans joined us and he asks, so what's the plan with the Genestealer? I see spawn bits and I'm intrigued, haha.
I am making a. I guess we're gonna keep updating on this. I am making a Ymgarl. How do we pronounce that? How do we
I think it's
pronounce
Ymgarl.
Ymgarl?
Ymgarl.
Ymgarl?
Ymgarl.
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 Genestealer model. Oh my god, this picture's so huge. Hold on. Bear with. Yeah, I am doing a video on different ways to assemble the Genestealers, and one of the ways is going to be as a leaning into the Ymgarl vibe, because like they're like, yeah, slap these heads on your guys and they're Ymgarl Genestealers. I'm like, I think we could do better. So I'm just trying to think of like an easy conversion that you could do with the kit and like whatever bits you might have lying around that could get you to something that would look very different from like a rank and file Genestealer. Here is DarthBob's creepy baby thing, based on a very small gargoyle. That looks really good. That little small gargoyle. Like you could use that for like Tyranid like ammunition or something.
Yeah,
Lots of wiggly bits.
one thing I love about
Was it tough to get? Like hard to order?
no, he has his own website, and I was kind of worried because like I hadn't ordered anything from him in probably like at least 5 years, and but
Yeah,
I saw his shop was still up, and I had this idea, so I was like, oh, I'll place an order, but I didn't think to like contact him to see like, hey, are you still actually in business? And he got back to me almost like immediately with like in an hour or two of me sending him the email. And he's like, yeah, I just haven't posted on Instagram much because I had a kid, but I'm still selling stuff, so
that makes sense.
I'll get your order sent out by the end of the week. So, but one thing
Great.
I
What
love about
was
his stuff is that the like the Battlefield Gothic stuff, it all comes with like a lot of extra bits and options. So
Oh,
like
good.
every kit has like a ton of like cool little gribbly bits to use for like other projects.
Yeah. Imagine, what were you saying?
um, and what was the website again?
That's
Where
Winter's
can
Bioforge.
Bioforge?
Yeah, Winter's Bioforge.
Winter's Bioforge.
Yeah. And he has an Instagram, but I don't think he's posted in like a year or two, so he doesn't really update much. But he's still around if you want to order stuff from him. I can highly recommend him. The quality of the stuff is fantastic. And he's got some really cool designs that are based on like old GW art of like the Tyranid bioships and stuff for Battlefield Gothic.
Yeah. How are the prices?
The prices are good. I think
And are they
things are
printed or are they cast?
No, they're cast. They're hand sculpted and hand cast. So
Wow, amazing.
old fashioned. It's so like the Devourer Cruiser, which I think is the biggest model he's got, is only 16
Whoa.
euros.
Euro. Okay, so it's coming from Europe. That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I think I have one here. It's about, it's like 6 or 7 centimeters long.
Mhm.
It's like 2 inches ish.
Yep.
So it's a pretty sizable, and it comes. The really cool thing about that one is it's got like these 3-pronged claws at the front that almost look like capillary towers.
Yep.
And the cool thing is it comes with 2 options for those capillary towers. One of which has like a kind of more of a blunted end, and it looks like it has like cannons coming out of the side. And the other one just has like a toothy maw kind of situation. So the kind
Yep.
of cool thing is you could use those as like capillary tower details, like little capillary towers for like, Tyranid bases or whatever. That's what I'm planning to use my
Nice.
backlog of all of those for.
Sounds great.
And we have more comments in the chat if you guys want.
Thank you. Yes. Kajan, I just want to make it clear. I really appreciate you being so on top of the chat. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
if you want, I can take care of it since you're like working on stuff.
That would be
I'll have to
good.
keep-
If you want to.
Yeah, I can do that.
We are at Symbio Joe's comment, mutated Ymgarl Genestealers.
Yeah. Symbio Joe, I think, was letting Brett Evans know about mutated Ymgarl Genestealers. Radon995 said, "I hate the single middle tooth unreasonably." I'm not sure what's that's referencing.
Is this on a Termagant?
Is that the? Sorry,
Is it on a Termagant or is it on the spawn? I don't know.
I think that came in as part of the webinar discussion.
Oh yeah,
the
don't
Raveners.
the Warriors have that too? Like that.
Yeah.
They all do.
separate tooth?
Actually, if you
Yeah.
go and check out Ryan's minis today on Instagram, I think he posted a story about how he's painting the new Termagants. The new Termagants also have that single forward tooth, and he literally went in there with his little tiny brush on that little tiny tooth, and he painted it as 2 separate teeth.
I see the post. Yeah,
Which is some next level stuff. And like that's where, like, you were just telling me, Kajan, or DarthBob, you were like, oh yeah, at that point when you're gonna cut it that much, you should just sculpt it. When I looked at Ryan minis, I'm like, if I was gonna do that, I would just sculpt it. Like that is too much work for not a lot of gain.
Yeah, I hate that feature too. I feel like it was a kind of a remnant of the old, the 2 sides of the head having to fit together. So like I kind of wonder why I guess maybe they were trying to keep it
must be
in
a
the new
molding
models
thing.
for consistency's sake.
No, I don't think they would leave that on. I think it's a molding thing because like that would be where the line is, the mold line out.
They probably
Maybe?
just
I don't know.
scanned the model to make it into an STL for
Yeah,
their
that makes
printing
sense.
purposes.
Who knows?
Tom Wilson saying, do they only come with rending claws now, or did they update the talons? I guess that would be for the
No,
Genestealers.
sorry, Tom. They only come with rending claws now, which is unfortunate. So that's part of the reason that I wanted to do this, like, Ymgarl one, because I wanted to, like, give him back Scything Talon.
I'm gonna be honest. I always hated Scything Talons on Genestealers.
Oh, I hated the ones that came in the box. But you put a Hormigaunt Scything Talon on it, and it's beautiful.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's true.
I like the ones from for the Genestealer cults, the hybrids.
Oh yeah, the
Yep,
weird
they're good.
segmented one. Yeah, that one's
the
cool.
small one. I think that's the only one that really fits on them, on the Genestealer.
Oh, wait, are you talking about the one that looks like a mini Lictor grasping claw, Kajan? Or are you talking about the like mini Scything Talon, just plain Scything Talon looking one?
The mini Scything Talon.
That's what I thought you were talking about. And I know the one you're talking about, and it's very nice. It's a very nice, small, you're right, Genestealer scaled Scything Talon.
Yeah, what I don't like is if you're using Hormagaund or something like that talents for the Genestealers, it's doesn't look like they could crawl through vents anymore. That's my
You're
main
right.
problem with them.
You're right.
And that's also why I don't like the sighting talents on the Genestealers itself, because, well, I want them have the Wise Grip and regular hands, because to me they need
Yep.
to crawl through a Space Hulk.
And open doors because they're creepy
Yeah.
like that. Yes, that's a good point. That's a very good point. I could get behind that. Yeah. DarthBob, did you have a chance to grab any models that you thought were really cool this week? I kind of like asked everyone to do it very late today, but do you want to like maybe pull some up now if you have a chance?
Yeah, I can. I don't know if I have any that are Tyranid related. Off
Because
the top of my
they
head.
don't need to be Tyranid related. Don't worry. We put ours in the chat for what Work in Progress Wednesday planning.
Okay, I will grab some then.
Yeah. Please do.
While you do that, going back to the chat.
DarthBob was taking over the chat so that you could work.
Yeah, but he is busy right now.
Now I have another assignment.
Okay, I've gone and done it. I've gone and broken it. All right, so just to confirm, I've got my my arms picked out for this Ymgarl Genestealer. I've got a Ravener Scything Talon here for the front. I've got a circa 2000s Chaos Spawn Scythe sort of thing here coming across. Then I've got a Venom Thrope Lashy Whip sort of thing coming out the back. Blue end. And then I will have one normal Genestealer new kit running claw hand in the back to kind of like tie it all together, hopefully. That's the goal with that one. Yeah, so that's what I settled on for my Ymgarl Genestealer Crazy Mutant.
Nice.
But yeah, you could literally put any arms on him. Like if you like Scything Talons, slap some Scything Talons on him. I have the new Hormagaunt box over there. I was going to try and out some of their Scything Talons, or maybe a Von Rhine's Leaper Scything Talon, because I got a couple of those extra. But I think this works too well, so I'm gonna stick with this stuff. So Will normally joins us on Work in Progress Wednesday. He said he might join us later. I'll have to see if he shows up.
Oh, there's a couple. I forgot about this one. All right.
Yeah,
there, there's 3.
Brad Evans commented about how his Winged Prime is holding a baby. I called it the Norn Princess.
Oh yeah, I remember that creepiness. Brad Evans, do you know when this spawn came out? Do you have a vague idea when it might have released? Or no? I just think of you as the Spawn King, so I thought you might have suggestions as to what vintage this spawn arm is. Yeah, for anyone who's not super familiar with the Ymgarl Genestealer fluff, they came from the fact that there's this very old drawing concept sketch of a Genestealer, like where it looks like it's just like some kind of like worm head with like a toothy maw all around it, and then it's got like the normal kind of like Genestealer arms, and I think it has like kind of a weird tail. So that was the first concept for a Genestealer, and I think it came from the planet Ymgarl or something, or they eventually said that, oh, this was an advanced strain of Genestealers, and the Imperium didn't really know what it was, and they just thought they were like these weird creatures that originated on this planet, but it was really the first encounter with the Genestealer organism. So that's how they got their name. And for a while, they were just like the birthplace of the Genestealer. But then in, someone help me, 5th edition, when we got that codex where they gave us all these models that didn't have rules, like a Tervigon and a Tyrannofex and stuff like that, they included the Ymgarl Genestealers in that codex, but they didn't have a model. So they just said like, oh, like give them like tentacle heads or something. And the fluff was that the Ymgarl strain is supposed to be like an unstable strain of Genestealer. that keeps mutating even after they've been created. So you could like roll on a random table chart and like your Genestealers would have like increased like strength or increased toughness or like a better save or something like that. It was just kind of like a random biomorph chart to show. I don't know if they had another rule other than that, but that was their main rule that
I think
represented
they
the
might have had
Genestealers.
wound.
What's that?
They retained that in 8th and 9th edition. As stratagem, you could outfit when they returned the biomorph
Yeah.
rules. You could roll at before the combat to see if they got extra strange or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that was the Ymgarl Genestealer, and then when this new kit released, Genestealers had always had feeder tendrils. It was an option that they could take, but you could outfit a whole squad with feeder tendrils, and there was only like I think 2 feeder tendril heads in a box. Was there only one? I can't remember.
There's
Very
2.
few. So it's just cool that with this new box that all the Genestealers can have feeder tendril heads, and that they just when they had to label the alternate build feeder tendril head, they called that a Ymgarl Genestealer because the Ymgarl Genestealer became synonymous with the feeder tendrils. In fact, like you look at these heads and it looks very close to the. Hold on, let me get the focus here. It looks very close to the actual art for the Ymgarl Genestealers, like because you can just
Yeah,
kind of
it
see the
does.
head for them. So the art from the 5th edition codex, it's like the spitting image. I just realized that. That's amazing. Shout out to Angus Petrie, who is the sculptor of these bad boys, for getting that little detail in there. I'm just going to plastic glue in that spawn arm here. Get the angle right. And like
Remind me, what is Brett Evans' Instagram handle again?
I screwed it up last time. Quarantine Miniatures. I was like,
Quarantine.
oh, it's like pandemic miniatures or something. No, it's Quarantine Miniatures.
I knew I followed him. I just couldn't. I always know him as Brett Evans. I never remember what his Instagram handle is. I'm trying to find
Yeah,
the
because
Norn
I don't think he has
Princess
his.
talk
I don't know if he has his name on his Instagram, and then he doesn't have his handle on his YouTube. So he's a man of mystery.
Oh, this model. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, that's cool, Brett. I like the baby.
So, DarthBob, did you want to take us for a tour through? Like we do this thing off and on. We've been off for a while. I'm trying to get back on it, where we share cool miniatures that we've seen in the last week or two that we really like, and go over them. Just like share them here with folks.
Yeah,
Before we
let
do
me.
that, do we want to finish up catching up with the chat before we?
Oh yes, please, thank you. Hey, DarthBob, could you take us for a spin through the rest of the chat, please?
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Where were we?
Because Kajan will do it
were-
if we don't ask you to. He's right on it.
Okay, where were we? We were Norn Princess. Tom Wilson was saying he made a Nurgle cradle for a conversion idea once, but it was more like a Nurgle pram.
Ooh, creepy.
So that's an idea. Maybe I could do like like a Genestealer cultist pushing the baby around in a stroller.
That could be cool.
That's
Tom
actually
Wilson
what I thought about when you said cradle.
Ah.
Yeah, I was thinking more like a. I guess it's not a cradle. I'm
Stationary
thinking more
bed?
like a bassinet.
Oh, okay.
Crib?
Is that the word
More
for
like a
it?
crib?
Yeah, crib, but like something more like Victorian era kind
I
of.
picture
Like
a crib
not
and a
not like a
cradle being the
modern.
same thing. Are they not?
It's between a bassinet and a cradle.
I'm pretty sure the regional differences.
Okay.
Or is there a
But-
difference between a crib and a bassinet, or is it two words for the same thing?
This is another thing I don't know. Talking to the guys who none of them have kids. Does anyone have kids in the chat? Can they save us from ourselves? Teach us what these things are.
A bassinet kind of looks more like almost like a stationary. I just looked it up on Google. Bassinet's more like a stationary. What you call it? Stroller. Like it's got the hood over the top,
Oh, okay.
whereas a crib is just basically a box with a mattress.
Okay.
Let's see what else. Tom Wilson was talking about that new movie you were talking about. We're
Killers of the
not
Flower
being
Moon.
very uplifting, Phil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brett Evans was saying they brought out a cursed cultist's different thing to spawn. Those are still
Ah.
available as the ancient kit. So yeah, they had the new cursed cultists.
Okay, so it
Um,
wasn't a spawn refresh technically.
no. Dan Kaplinger was asking Kajan if that's the beginning of terrain or a creature.
It's the beginning of terrain. It's spore towers. The idea is for November to have some towers that will be sprouting spores to put out the flora and fauna into overdrive by fusing them with tyrannid mushrooms, fungi.
Nice.
War Pig Mint. I don't think I've ever seen War Pig Mint before.
War Pigment's been here a couple times
Oh, I don't think I've seen it before.
and was
Nice
here
to
on
see
the
War
stream on the
Pigment.
weekend.
He was saying that I think he's referring to my phone. $30 to change the battery with the tools you need. That I've been tempted to replace the battery myself. I'm just so worried I'm just gonna break the freaking phone.
Yeah.
So I'd rather pay a little bit extra, and that way if somebody else breaks my phone, at least I can get them to give me money for it, rather than
Exactly.
just having his phone.
I'm of the same mind with you on that.
Tom Wilson agrees he hates the old Talons, but he was hoping for an update.
Me
to
too,
them.
Tom. I was hoping for a lot of updates on like the Gaunt side. Like I wanted updated Devours, updated Spine Fists, updated like Scything Talons on the Genestealers.
Wait, there's no Spine Fists?
There is Spine, okay, but I wanted a new design. Like they just
Oh,
4K'd the existing design.
gotcha.
And it's good. Like the Spine Fists look good. Like the new ones, they're very crisp. But the Devourer looks very similar to what it used to be.
It's
Actually,
smaller, isn't it?
I've like sent a DM with like the person who designed the Tyranids. Maybe I should just send him a DM and be like, hey, like, what was the reason that you guys didn't like redo the design? I hope that doesn't sound like criticism.
Well, I mean,
Just
there's nothing wrong
curious.
with constructive criticism. Brett Evans was saying the Spawn kit came out in the mid 2000s. He thinks he remembers buying it. He remembers buying it when he started Chaos in 2008. Yeah, that sounds
Nice.
about right. I think like 2007, 2006.
Yeah.
I want to say it might have come out around the time that the
I have Terror.
first Chaos Demons Codex came out,
Oh,
which I think was around then,
thought it might have been around like the Eye of Terror campaign or something.
or maybe that. Yeah.
But I don't have anything to base that on, really.
Oh, cradles rock while cribs don't. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's what Matthew Willetto was saying. He says he feels that way. He's not. I don't think he's saying that with.
None of us know anything about this
complete
shit. We're
confidence.
just making stuff up.
War Pigment says a bassinet is a mini crib that is for the bedside.
Oh,
Like for the bedside.
Okay, yeah. I think my brother had, or my friend had one of those that hooked onto the side of her bed.
Okay.
Like it like hooked on
And
the
then
side of the bed, so the baby's there, and then you can just like grab it in the middle of the night when it wants to breastfeed. Because when I hear
Matthew
bassinet, I
Willetto was
picture like a
also-
little tub that you'd use to like clean dishes.
Yeah, that's
and
kind of
stuff.
what I imagined too. Matthew Willetto is also asking, have y'all seen Scavenger's Reign? That's the new like.
That's the thing that
like
Kajan was pimping, wasn't it?
HBO show, right?
Yeah, I mentioned that because I saw the first 3 episodes.
I have not, but everyone keeps talking about it, so clearly I need to check it
Oh,
out.
it's
Yeah,
amazing!
I
You
wanna
need to see it. It's amazing.
I already pay
start
for
off
like
so-
HBO or whatever, so like yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, those two. It starts on first episode. You start off with basically 2 biologists surviving on a planet by using existing flora and fauna. Like
Cool.
to improvise a gas mask, they take they put on a creature that sucks onto their faces and gives them oxygen and stuff like
Oh.
that.
Neat.
It's
Yeah, I
it's a
definitely want to watch
total
it. I've seen the trailers.
it's a totally alien environment.
And this is animated?
It's yeah, it's animated.
Cool.
The first 3 episodes are out, and it's now going over into a weekly thing.
Cool.
Nice. I'm gonna open up like the various posts that people found.
So here
Or
is
we
my
can allow-
Ymgarl Genestealer with all his wacky arms. I kind of tried to pose him so that like the weird spawn claw is scything forward and like the whip is like lashing back. I like it. And I think the armor plates work to like make him feel a little beefier. Maybe they just work nicely with this Ravener scything talent at the front. But
Let's see. Hold on. Ooh, Carol Rudick. I love Carol Rudick.
yeah, I'm just gonna remind Nora that she needs to feed the dog. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Let's see. I can't. How old is this post, Kajan? I'm trying to pull up like the bigger version of each of these posts.
Which post are you talking about?
The Carol Rudick post.
The Carol Rudick one is a lot older because I found that because of the painted other thing, the Wasp Queen.
Aha! I just
The
yeah, I love Carol Rudick's work. I
I
actually have a bunch of her stuff on. Is it a her or or a
I have no
he?
idea.
I
I
think
mean,
it's a
the
woman.
pictures on her on the Instagram looks like a woman, but the hand in that particular picture looks a lot like a man. So I have
Yeah,
no idea.
I think it's a woman, and I think she has another person, another guy, do the printing for her for the models that she casts. So I think
Yeah,
that's
I
why.
actually didn't know about her at all. So I discovered her through that Wasp post.
Yeah,
And that's why I meant I technically cheated this week because the big thing you just were looking for is a lot older. It's like 8 weeks or so old.
her vampire stuff is really cool. Actually, let me post a link in the chat. Carol Rudick art. Great models. I wonder if Dwarfenage is aware of her because he's a vampire freak, and I think some of her coolest stuff is vampire stuff.
Yeah, she has some really great busts on that on her Instagram.
Yeah, but some pretty cool like 32mm miniatures too. I really like. I actually have one on order from another company because all of her stuff is like limited run, so you can only get it. I think they're generally like 200 to 300 units per. And one of the ones I really wanted was the Lady in the Lake or Lady of the Lake, but the 32mm version was sold out. But I found it on another website and I ordered it, so I'm really excited to get it because I have some ideas for it. But yeah, her vampire models are very cool. And I think she also has the coolest dragon miniatures out there. They're 32mm scale, but they're huge, like massive. Like the one, I'm just looking at it, like one, it's got a wingspan of 470mm. So these are like Warhound to Reaver Titan sized dragon miniatures. They're huge, but they're very cool.
Yeah, that's about almost as big as my two mats I have lying here. So like 10
All right, I'm back.
10 centimeters short. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thanks for holding down the fort. Oh, Tactical D-Bag's here. Will, have you been hiding?
Yes.
Well,
Will, are you here?
where's Will?
He's not
Where's Will?
talking to us. He's
Oh no, sorry. It just tells me he's online. I'm just
Oh,
creeping on him
I was
that he's on
confused. I was like,
Discord, but he doesn't want to
he's
talk to
here.
us. Fine.
He's here. That's news to us.
He's here, just not with us.
Oh, he's not with us anymore.
He's with his real friends.
Yeah, I guess so, eh? All right, so what do you like? Bleh. That's what I'm looking for. Time for a little poll. Now that I've got the Ymgarl Stealer figured out, what would you rather see me work on next? Would you rather see, your options are how I did this, which is like sculpt in the details to make the back look more like an old school Genestealer and lose the armor plates, or how I'm going to do this effect to turn the heck left at the back. Oh, to turn this stinker here into this Genestealer on the left. Which one? Would you rather have the Overkill Genestealer, which is making it look like the old 2nd edition ones, or would you rather have the 3rd edition take on the new Genestealers?
I
So vote,
confidently
I guess,
vote
2nd or 3rd, or Overkill or 3rd edition. What do you guys think?
I also suggest the Overkill one, because those are the most sought after, and you're probably doing them a big favor if you show people how to convert those.
Sorry, DarthBob, which one did you pick?
Overkill for sure.
Well, that's 2 votes for Overkill. Chat, if you want to see the 2nd edition version, you're gonna have to, or 3rd
Tom
edition
Wilson
version, you're
also
gonna have
said-
to. Go ahead.
Tom Wilson also said Overkill. So
Oh, Overkill's pulling ahead, guys. Pulling ahead. Oh, I'm going to record something. One thing, converting these. Really key element in this Genestealer kit is how the armor plates fit on. So if you look at a normal Genestealer back, it has like a kind of like the spine ridge running down it, and then it has this big gap in the spine ridge. And that's where another section of the spine fits in, and it's attached to the armor plates. So you just kind of like slide those in from the back, and they go on there. And then, sorry, you just slide those in from the back, they go on there, and then you have a continuous spine running down the middle, and then you've got the armor plates on. But a number of these conversions really hinge on that one joint. And when I get around to doing the Lictor one, I'm going to come back to that joint and show you some stuff. But for this, what you want to do is you want to get the vertebrae in there. Vertebra is the word I'm looking for. Vertebra, singular, in there.
Vertebrae would be plural.
Yeah, and you want to chop off the armor plates from either side. So you can do this before you put it in, but I prefer to put it in and then chop them off, because then I know it's well seated and I can. So the key when you're doing this is that you're going to apply, I showed this in a previous video when I built, or did I? Maybe when I built this guy? I don't know. So what you're going to do in a situation where, in case I haven't shown this before, in a situation where you want to build your Genestealers, but you don't want them to have the big like linebacker shoulder plates, armor plates, you're going to take your glue and you're going to very carefully only put it on that vertebra. So you just want to get it on there, a little bit on this bottom side, between the plates, and then on the top, oh shit. And then on the top side out of the vertebra. The reason you don't want to get it on the armor plates is that then you can glue this in, chop out the armor plates, and they'll just pop off because they're not actually glued on. So you just get that nice and glued up, and then just slide it in there where it's supposed to go. Push it down until it sits. And then you can set this aside and wait for it to dry before you try and cut out the armor plates, but I'm lazy. So I'm probably going to regret this, but we'll see. So then with your chisel, with your chisel blade, which is what I'd recommend using for this. You could do another blade, but whatever. You just line up the edge of the blade with the edge of that armor plate and just slowly and carefully, not cut yourself, wriggle it in. And there's just a very small piece of plastic holding that armor plate on there. So once you break that piece of plastic, it's very easy to just remove that armor plate, separate it from the back, and you've still got your continuous spine there. Yeah, and then you just go over and repeat that on the other side, and you hold on to these armor plates because you can use them later to build cool mini lictor dudes. We're gonna need those armor plates then, but so just head over to the other side. It's only really attached in this area down here. Like it doesn't attach anywhere up there. So you just want to, again, line up your blade, wriggle it slowly into that. Oh, there you go, and it went right through. There we go. So then we have separated the two back armor plates from that central spine, and now we can mess around with some putty around that spine.
You know, the more and more I look at these models, the more and more I think they're actually one of my favorite parts of this release.
They're very good. Like, the Genestealers are not loved enough. They're very good.
Yeah, I seeing all the different angles and the close-up shots that you're showing, especially those front claws are so
Front claws
cool.
are gorgeous. They, I don't give them, like, I wouldn't give them a 10 out of 10, but I would give them like a 9.5. They're a little
The claws
large for me,
themselves or the
but
Genestealers?
the claws themselves. The claws themselves, I'd
Okay.
give them a 9.5 because the claws are beautiful and they're like savage looking, but I feel like they're a little bit too big for Genestealers. They're going to work beautifully on Tyranid Warriors or Raveners or something. You want to put them on them, but I think they're a little too big for Genestealers. Gotta mix up some putty. I should probably glue this guy to a base.
I have to be
Kajan?
honest. I haven't given them the time of day because they're
because you feel like you have enough of the old ones.
Yeah.
See, I don't get this argument. You don't, but like these are not the old ones. These are new ones. It's a brand new design. It's totally different.
Yeah,
like,
but I also already have over 90 of them laying around.
90
so
is
I
a
don't
lot.
need more.
I don't have. Actually, I worry that I might have 90 in boxes, like on sprue.
Oh, I definitely
Because
do.
there was a
I have
point
a
where
stupid amount of old Tyranids, but I'm still gonna buy the new ones.
no 90. Like I might have 90 Genestealers. I'm saying on sprue. I just don't know.
I think I
Like, I haven't.
have I have a lot of Genestealers. I think I have at least 10 of the Overkill ones, and then I have
Lucky
probably 2
man.
sets of the Space Hulk ones, and then a bunch of the normal original 4th.
Oh, you have 2 sets of Space Hulk. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't love those, but
They're
I
a
only
little
ever
bit
got one
difficult
set.
to work with. They're a little bit difficult to work
They're
with just
horrible.
because it's a lot of the same poses, and a lot of them have some kind of sketchy detail in certain areas, but
they're such iconic poses that you can't double them.
yeah, exactly.
Like each guy is locked into his very own pose, which is cinematic when you're playing a game of Space Hulk with only 12 Genestealers or whatever comes with it. But as soon as you want to like, if you want to use those in a Warhammer army, you got to double up on them, and then you got like 2 guys like doing a weird dance pose. So that's part of the reason that I never loved them. But I did salvage one Space Hulk Genestealer, and I added it to my kill team. It's the one that's like perched up on the piece of like, it's very high up in the air, like on the scenery, kind of like the pose that the Broodlord's in. And it's holding that skull on like a cable underneath it.
Oh yeah, that one's a good one.
I'll just show you, but it's in the studio.
Team.
Yeah, they would be cool kill team models, the Space Hulk Genestealers, because they're so interestingly posed. And the beauty of kill team is that you measure everything based on the model's base, not on where the model's arms are flailing about.
Yeah. I do have all of our picks, our model picks
great.
for the day.
Anything else going on in chat before we move to that?
I think Dan Kaplinger was saying he is a sucker for the old Genestealers, but he's also gonna say Overkill.
Okay, so it sounds like we're going Overkill. Has anyone asked for the 3rd edition Genestealer, or is it all Overkill?
That's a negative.
All Overkill.
Okay, that's fine. Overkill it is. Before I mix up this putty, I gotta do a bit more cutting action Oh, jeez. My friend, Mr. Soon-to-be Overkill Genestealer. So, if we check out our sample here, he's got these ridges between his spine sections. So, how I think I'm going to do it, this was partially suggested by Flinthammer, is remove every second spine section to make a little more room for those curved bits. But the issue I have is that I don't necessarily need to replicate this, but if you look at this model, he's got one of those little spinal bits like right behind his head, whereas that's not really happening on this Genestealer. However, I do want to put a bulgy section right about here. So I'm thinking I can cut this forward spine, move it up to here, put a bulgy section behind it, and then cut this one, put a bulgy section there. And then actually, I didn't even have to put in that spinal section because I probably want to put a bulgy section right there. Fantastic.
Right.
I love doing work I don't have to do.
Yeah, the new Genestealers have much longer necks.
The new ones?
Yeah.
Yes, they have very long necks. Well, it's because I think it's because of the way they're posed and the way their head is posed. It's like to kind of like bring their head up more.
I like it. It looks more natural, I think.
It works.
Some of the old Tyranids, I feel like the necks on a lot of the models were kind of an afterthought.
Yeah. We just need something to connect that head to the body. Just slap some wriggles in there. And they have decent detail on the necks. I feel like some of the larger models have really cool necks in the new.
Yeah, but like the Termagants, you compare the old Termagant necks with the current ones, and it's like night and day.
Oh yeah. I've come like up close and personal to those old Termagant necks because I have to like mess with them when I'm doing my Standigons. And they are nothing. They're just like little nubs. That's it.
Yep. Alrighty. Did you want to I can share my screen?
Yes,
and
can
we
you do the stream thing? And then I will approve you to
I
stream.
can indeed. Share my screen. Let's see. I want this one. I want that.
All right. Moment.
Yes.
Window. Whoops. Watch stream. Ba, ba, ba. Just gonna adjust the size. So you're happy with your window size, right? As I adjust to it.
Not seeing that yet.
Yeah.
It'll come up. Give it a second.
Wait for the update.
Well, no. I mean, like on your screen, like, the way you have it set
Oh,
up, it's working.
on my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see what I can do here. All right. Okay, let her rip.
All right. Well, I think I think I did it Kajan's first, and then I think I did yours and then mine. So Kajan, this
Sure.
is yours by Paint Quest Toby. Wanted to talk a little bit about it.
No, select it so people can see it.
It's up.
It's up now.
Because it's a video how he's doing really nice effect on some really old grimdark Viper speeder bikes. And I think I really love how he uses the different weather techniques to get some really old looking speeder bikes for the Elder. And I also like the idea of those rusty looking speeder bikes for some not all of one of the smaller craft worlds.
Yep.
So if you imagine there's some dingy craft world out there that's basically falling apart. I have no idea what the law is behind these particular ones, but that's where my mind is going when I see that.
Cool.
And I absolutely love it. And
yeah,
I don't think of Eldar rusting because they're all Wraithbone, but different take.
Well, it's not so much rust. I'm I mean,
Yeah, just
they look old,
age.
but yeah, the color choices he picks, making them look like weathered bone or burnt bone, something
Yeah,
like
good
that.
point. Good point.
Yeah, I dig it. You gotta love enamel washes. I love them.
Yeah,
I'm still
and you can
afraid of
make them
enamel.
yourself.
It.
Why?
I was too. It's. Don't be. It's really easy to work with.
Okay.
I think oil washes are too. The only thing with oils is you kind of have to be more careful with the proportions by which you mix your thinners with it, because if you don't mix enough thinners in it and you use a really thick oil wash, it just takes a long time for it to dry. But otherwise,
Oh,
like, I
okay.
mean, it's not it's there's nothing really to be afraid of. The only real
Wait, didn't
thing
you
I've
screw up
learned,
your awesome model with oils
that's what I
or
was
with
just about to
enamels or no?
say. The only thing that I will say is that you need to respect drying times on your paints if you are going to use enamels. Um, uh, don't apply an enamel or oil wash before the acrylic layer of paint has had time to fully cure, or at least hand dry for like an hour, because when you go to rub the enamel wash or oil wash off, if you didn't
Yeah.
give that paint time to fully cure, you will rub the acrylic off with it. That's what happened with
Uh-oh.
mine.
Oh, gotcha.
But
Sounds horrible.
12-year-old Kajan used enamel wash paints to paint his models, so you will be fine. Believe me.
Well, I swear I used like enamel spray paint because it was just cheap. I'm like, why would I
Yeah,
pay so much
no,
for primer? Why don't I just buy this cheap spray paint from Home Depot?
I used to when I was a teenager, I used to build models like scale modeling,
Yes.
and
And it's common, right? Enamel stuff.
yeah, and I would be using the oil paints from Revel to paint everything about that. I love I like them. I like the oil paints more than acrylic, but
Yep.
I see the quick dry times of acrylic makes acrylic a little bit better for the hobby, I think.
Yep. Yep.
But you can do so much stuff with oil paints.
Yeah. Tom Wilson was saying, I'm always scared of the oil washes affecting acrylics. They won't, as long as you allow them to dry properly before you apply the washes. And
Yeah,
also, it requires much less force than you might think it does to remove it. A lot of people watch videos of people removing oil washes from models, and it looks like they're rubbing really hard. It's really more like a light dabbing motion rather than rubbing.
you
Okay.
basically have to keep in mind when you rub it off, you reactivate the paint, so it's going back to the paint stage,
Yeah.
basically almost instantly too. So it's not like acrylic. When it dries, it's the medium inside the acrylic turns into plastic. So
Yeah.
technically, it's a well thin plastic. That's why you can rub it off and stuff like that. But technically, you can't really affect it anymore once it turns to plastic. So if you give it
Yeah.
12 hours to fully cure, nothing will affect it.
Yeah. The
Unless
other thing
you
is
rub it off.
yeah, the other thing is a lot of people will actually use a gloss varnish over their layer of acrylic paint before applying an oil wash to it.
See, this is what I
Not only
heard. Like, and
protects the
that's what
layer.
scared me. Because I was like, I
Yeah,
have to
you don't
what? I have
have
to
to
do a
do that.
thing and a thing and then a you don't have to?
Yeah,
You don't have to do that. It helps the
Yeah.
oil wash flow across the model, and it does protect the layer of acrylic paint underneath it, but you
It's
Yeah.
don't
called a
have to
save
do
point.
it. Yeah, it's like a
The
save
save
point,
point.
basically.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
save point. It allow if you put on the gloss varnish, you create a save point from which you can then basically remove the paint you put on
Yep.
everything that's above that varnish layer, and you keep what is below it. So that's why you want to varnish your model before you do it, because if you don't like how it turns out and stuff like that, you can remove it.
Yep. Okay, cool.
It also works with acrylics, by the way, so you can varnish between layers if you're really happy and you want to try different effects on top of it.
Oh,
Can
cool. Okay.
put a varnish layer down, and then you can technically remove the acrylics you put on top.
Yep.
Actually, I don't know if you guys follow the Grimdark Compendium or Dark Ages Workshop, but they recently started a Tyranid tutorial line for their videos, and they came up with this really cool idea that actually uses cyanoacrylate glue in much the same way that people use gloss varnishes as save points, and it allows you to create some really cool
Isn't this what
realistic
what's his name
multi-level
did?
skin effects. Who?
Isn't this what the guy did when he did that really creepy Tyranid carapace that looks like nail, like a human nail?
Yes, it's the same technique. It's really cool because it allows you to kind of create this kind of multi-dimensional layered effect that really makes
Yep.
it look like layers of like
Flesh.
veins underneath skin and stuff. And they do it by
Wow.
basically painting washes and stuff and then removing them with actually using isopropyl alcohol. But because the former layer of paint is covered by the glue, it's protected from the alcohol. But it allows
Yeah.
you to get some really cool like spidering effect and veins. It's really cool.
Nice. Sounds awesome.
Alrighty. Well, then the next one we got Marcus's miniatures, or the Marcus miniatures, the Wasp Queen.
Yeah, when I saw that one, I really love how it looks.
Yep.
It's not really loading on screen.
Oh, is it not?
And
Oh,
it's still
there we go. Just came up.
Wait. Yeah. I really love how she's looking and the size and everything. I mean, I could imagine as a Snurgle model, but I think it looks just
It's beautiful.
Awesome.
Gorgeous. It's a really good pick.
Images?
Don't worry, I got it. Oh wait, no, you're going through her stuff.
Actually, this is a Carol Rudick miniature. We were actually just talking about Carol Rudick. She's
that's why I said earlier that through that post I discovered Carol, and she is going to be the next picture I selected for that reason, because I discovered her and thought people should know about it.
Okay, revision to what I was telling you about making Overkill Genestealers. Just leave that one section out where the back attaches, because I'm literally going in to cut it out now. It is the one place where you want to put a hump.
This is the last model that Kajan picked. Is the Carol Rudick miniature, or I guess.
And
statue.
I found her because of the Wasp model.
Okay.
And that's why I said it's technically cheating, because this one is a few weeks old, but I didn't know about it.
That's fine. Don't worry about that. One of mine's a little older, I think.
So yeah, if you guys have never heard of Carol Rudick,
I have not.
This is who we were talking about earlier. She has some fantastic miniatures, 32 millimeter stuff. She's got some like 175 scale stuff. Some really great busts and statues. A lot of like vampires, demons, kind of grim gothic kind of stuff.
Yep.
This is just one of the like fantastic gigantic dragons. This is 32 millimeter scale, this dragon. So that guy down there is probably about the height of a Warhammer human. So the dragons are gigantic.
These are all to print.
No, these are hands. Some of them are digitally sculpted, some of them are hand sculpted, but they're printed and then cast in resin. So they
with
are
that with that scale, I assumed it was like, because sometimes people make like really huge models. They're like, here, check out this huge model, and you're like, wow, and they're like, yeah, you got to print it at home, and it's like, oh. Giant
these
model,
dragons are
okay.
actually they're limited run. She doesn't sell STLs, but these are
Good.
limited run. They're printed professionally and then hand cast, and then all of
Cool.
her models are limited run.
Nice.
I'm actually curious. I was just telling Kajan if Dwarfenage is aware of Carol Rudick because she has some really awesome vampire models.
Well, you should send this to Dwarfenage then.
I think I should, like this guy.
I don't know. I was gonna say just post it in like the general chat on the Discord because I need to follow them, but I guess I could just get it from these posts.
She's also a really talented painter as well.
Double threat.
So yeah. Alrighty, and then Mr. Pink, here's your first one.
This is me. All right. Yeah, so this is a, like, if you know me at all, you know that I'm a lover of a hold on a sec. The hell? Oh no.
What happened?
I have a problem. Hold on a sec. I thought I was recording this whole time, but I ran out of tape. It's fantastic.
Tape?
I ran out of space on the card that I'm recording.
Oh.
Talking.
I was like, what are you recording with? A Super 8?
I might have to turn off the webcam. I'm still here. Oh, well, where'd that video go? Went black for me. Can you get it back up? Is it black for you? Okay, yeah. So if you know me at all, you know I'm a lover of patriarchs and thrones, and that I messed around with making a throne using, I don't know what it's called, Throne of Blood or something. Oh, why does it keep cutting out? Oh, what the hell? Okay, that's good. Yeah. So this is. Oh, I guess I don't need this. This is. I can't see the name. I can't remember. Who's the name? Who's the creator? Why can't I hear you? DarthBob, are you talking? Oh my goodness. I have 0 Discord audio coming through. Sec. But...
Black for me as well. It's black for me
as well. I can hear you.
He is
Sorry.
talking. Yes, he is talking.
Okay.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Cool.
Oh,
Cool.
Yeah, sorry, what's the guy's name?
Tabletop Workshop.
Tabletop Workshop.
All right, thank you. I really like this throne. I like that it uses the Neuro Tyrant torso as the throne, and then the Neuro Tyrant head on the Broodlord to make him look more brainy. Does anyone recognize where those fingers are from on the Rending Claws? I couldn't place them. I thought they were like a vampire thing or something.
I think they are from
I think they are from the
I forget what they're called. You know how every
or a lot of the Age of Sigmar factions they have like the spells kits.
Yes,
the Night Haunt.
The Night Haunt
has
like
the
that.
Night Haunt.
Yeah, the Night Haunt. I think it is has like that big skeleton guy.
Yep.
I think those are the claws.
I think those are the claws from that guy. But he's like sculpted over those bony details on the hands.
I think I'm not 100%.
I think I'm not 100% sure.
They're very cool hands though.
They're very cool hands though.
Quite large.
Quite large. I like the big grabby claws on my
Genestealers. That's why
I've never been a big fan of Scything Talons on them.
Yeah.
I think my only critique
on this model is I kind of wish he
and maybe this is just because
I took the time to do this. I kind of wish he would have bothered to pose the feet a little better.
Oh, I kind of wish he'd bothered to do something with that random pole.
Oh yeah, that too.
Is a
just
little
sticking up out of the model. Like put something on it.
Random pole.
The thing that the patriarch's hanging on.
Oh, the throne.
Just like a Tyranid tree growing up out the top
yeah.
of the thing.
It would have been good to at least make it look
something like a
I don't know. The top of it.
I don't know.
Have
the
some
top
kind
of
of
it
detail,
have some kind of detail, even if it was like a
look more like a spine column.
Yeah, spinal column.
Yeah, spinal column would have been cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like something more alive. Anyway, whatever. He did an amazing job on the rest of it. So I feel like I can't take any issue. And I love the head. I think the head is amazing. It's a great switch up on that standard head we see everywhere.
The sad thing is,
to me, it looks like a great gun.
If you
If
turn
you would turn it around and put a gun piece below it, it would look like a great gun.
The throw.
Oh, the weird tree on the back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look at the back
If you look at the back detail,
if you imagine
that's the top with the barrel looking forward.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
And you put carnifex below it, for example. So this thing is riding as a barrel on top of it.
Probably look great.
Hanging on to the giant gun, like a Tyranid rock star.
Chat says
everybody's doubled up.
Everybody's what?
Doubled up.
The audio is doubled.
The audio is doubled.
Audio is doubled?
Doubled up.
Echo.
This thing is riding.
Oh, hold on a sec. Wait, what the hell? My computer just did a weird thing. One sec, let me, okay, let's try it now. You shouldn't be doubled now.
Test 1, 2, 3.
The audio is doubled.
Audio is doubled? Because, wait.
Oh yeah, I just listened to the stream. Yeah, we're all like
oh, you were listening to the stream. I was hearing you listening to the stream, and I'm like, what the hell is that noise I'm hearing?
Oh no, yeah, there is like an echo though.
Okay, sorry. I'm glad that someone flagged that. I don't know how it happened. Somehow I have like an audio channel in here called audio output capture, and I don't know. It's never been on before, but now it was on. So I was pulling the Discord audio in through like one channel for Discord audio, and then I was pulling it again through like the general speakers for my computer. So I'm glad we caught that. I hope it wasn't going on for very long.
It must have happened when the camera turned off and you couldn't hear us.
Yeah, that might be.
Because
I think it was either that or
we were fine at the start. I checked.
I think my only other thing I'll say about this model, and I don't mean to like be like picking it apart, because it's very cool. I like it a lot. I'm just a little bothered by the fact that it's a throne, but he's not sitting in it. He's like standing on top of it for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, that could be the challenge of reposing those legs. But yeah.
That doesn't bother me as much as the fact that it's
I like being able to see the throne. Like, I made a patriarch on a throne and he was standing over it. He wasn't sitting in it. He was standing in front of it.
That's true.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, that's a valid criticism too.
If the throne would be anything but a Tyranid throne, I mean, if it would be a imperial throne or something like that, I think it would make more sense to have him stand like that.
Mm-hmm.
You could imagine
like he was like sneaking up on it.
Or you put in a ruler into there, and he's manipulated by the Primarch to rule over the planet.
Oh, that's cool. Patriarch, not Primarch.
Yeah,
we don't like Primarchs.
Well, we kind of do like Primarchs, but yeah,
we like to eat Primarchs.
Oh, speaking of Primarchs, because I forgot, and I kind of want to mention it before I forget. Can you, DarthBob, can I like hijack this a little bit? Can you go to Steve May Miniatures?
Steve May Miniatures.
Or Steve May Designs Miniatures, the guy who used to work for Forge World.
Steve paints and sculpts. Yeah.
Steve May Sculpts? Yeah, okay, yeah. Can you grab the top left one? Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah.
All right. So y'all know that I'm a passionate lover of Space Marines, right?
Yeah.
Like, I love me some Space Marines. But this is a little it's not a Space Marine. It's it may look like a Space Marine, but this is an independent miniature by Steve May Sculpts. Is that what it's called? I don't know.
Steve paints and sculpts. But yeah, it is Steve May. He's Andrew May.
Yeah, Steve May. He used to work for Forge World in the like specialist kind of area, and he created this really cool homage to the classic Space Marine scout model, and I just think it's so cool.
I like the German influences.
What's that? The
arms,
ruffles?
Those arms are from German mercenaries from the Middle Ages.
Weren't they also used in like other countries or just Germany?
I don't know if it was used otherwise, but that's where I know them. They would be multicolored and German mercenaries in the Middle Ages would dress like that. So
I think it's got a
It's also
very
what
good
the
blend of sci-fi and fantasy, which is something I think is severely missing in a lot of 40K stuff nowadays.
And like the old Space Marine Scouts, the metal ones, the first ones they made, I think they had those same things, those ruffled sleeves. So I spoke to someone who said that this model's so good that it would make them start a Space Marine army just for like this model. And like I've always had a soft spot for Space Marine Scouts, and then they like recently did the preview of the new Kill Team box that's going to have Space Marine Scouts in it, and they were fine. Like they weren't amazing. But this is amazing. And he actually says in this, he's like, hey, let me know if anyone wants to paint one of these. So I just like YOLO sent him a message. I'm like, hey, can I paint one? He's like, yeah, I'll print you off one. I'm like, sweet.
Nice.
So I'm gonna be painting me a Space Marine.
I would like to. I might message him too, because I pledged to his. While we're on him, I pledged to his Kickstarter for this guy a while back.
Oh, nice.
The Piscayan.
So
yeah, I like that model.
The old Saharduin or Piscayan warrior from Rogue Trader.
I would like to.
That's awesome.
To use the opportunity to say so. We add Space Marine Scouts to the list of Terminators and Centurions.
Yes.
Okay.
The list of Space Marines that Mr. Pink definitely loves
And Grey Knights
is growing. Space Marine Scouts, Terminators. Man, you remembered Centurions. I'm impressed.
Yeah, you mentioned it just on the stream the other day.
Oh, I think because someone said that they just got some Centurions, and I was like, fun fact, I love me some Centurions.
Let's see. Matthew Willetta said that this one's fixed.
Sorry, I've led us astray with this, but I just wanted to mention this because I just found out today that he's going to send me one, and I feel very lucky.
Nice.
And that means, you know what that means? It means I'm in November. What am I going to be painting? Space Marines.
Oh no. Sacrilegious.
Sacrilege.
Alrighty, here's the next one. From Persnickety Sculptor, our old friend. This is you, Mr. Pink, I think.
Is it mine or is it Kajan? Sorry, I haven't looked up yet.
I think
oh, it's mine. So I guess we did all of Kajan's. This is from Persnickety Sculptor, and this is a diorama piece that he's creating, and he did this amazing effect on it, this like webbed effect, and he said that he used this material called mastic, which is like a construction paste of some kind. Like I think it normally comes in like those tubes that you like squirt it out of. Yeah, and he just said that like if you get some latex gloves and you like stretch it and kind of like touch it and like drag it, that it'll make these amazing webbed membranes, which I thought could be really cool for some Tyranid terrain. I bought some stuff that I think is this stuff. I went to like the home hardware store and bought something that seems to be the same stuff, but I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm really keen to because it could be a really easy it's not super cheap, that's the only thing. It could be a really easy way to make like fields of like Tyranid organic matter covering the ground, like Zerg creep or whatever. Yeah, very quick and effective way to do that. Yeah, for making Tyranid scenery. So I am very intrigued about the possibilities.
Yeah, it does look really cool. He's been posting a lot, actually. I love this thing that he's working on.
I was talking to him and I was like, hey, like, what is the stuff that you're doing, this like mastic thing? Can you explain it to me? He's like, you know what? It'll be easier if I just make you a video. So he just literally made a video of him like getting some of the stuff out and messing it around and explained to me how it works. So I really appreciate that.
I think Persnickety Sculptor is the king of turning bits that you wouldn't think could be a head into a head.
Okay, that used to be Box, but yes, he's still in the crown.
Yes.
100%.
Like, this is so cool. Like, this is so cool. I love this.
Well, one of the first pieces we ever saw from Persnickety Sculptor before he was on Instagram was him using a torso as a head. In fact, that he has a habit of reusing old bits from old conversions. So that could well be like the older head that we saw previously. And we're like, whoa, that's really wild.
Yeah, I loved that he used, this one. This is a big one. He used the
hammerhead.
Head. Yeah, the hammerhead head is really cool.
Slash those big beefy claw hands, which I'm also in love with.
But with this one, I just love this one because like with the hammerhead, he does use the jaw from the Hive Tyrant, but this is like entirely non-head bits to make a head.
Yeah, it looks like some kind of creepy Tyranid mask.
I love it.
Like a Tyranid. If a Tyranid needed a gas mask, this is what it would look like.
I wonder what he's doing on the back. The back is interesting.
Huh?
The back of his, like, it's got like a big cannon or something, or jet.
Oh yeah, I told him the cannon was too goofy. It
Cannon
needs to
is
get
a little
angled up.
goofy.
He said he was going to do some work on it.
Oh, I
Because
like
it looks like a Fisher Price toy, the cannon.
I
Compared to
kind
like
of
I
all your other
mean,
coolness.
depends what it's shooting. I mean, if the thing is shooting spore mines, it would be having the right size.
Yeah, but it could have like a better, like more angular barrel.
this thing is
Not just like a big literal barrel.
brutal. I love it. This is such a beefy boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the cannon is a little much. This looks like it should be a beat stick. It shouldn't have a cannon on its back. That's just my opinion. Persnickety, if you're watching this,
Well,
I
apparently
vote
it's
no
doing it
cannon.
all.
I vote no cannon. I vote bring me closer. Let me hit them with my giant alien fists.
And shield.
Yes. The Harvespex claws are great use.
They
Look
are
really well
the gift that
sized
keeps on giving.
on the new Screamer Killer body.
Did is he using a Screamer Killer? I didn't even realize that was a Screamer Killer body.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
wow.
right here.
I was too distracted by the shields.
The shields are really cool. They remind me of a character from League of Legends, actually. And that's not
Yeah.
a bad thing. Pretty cool. Very
Nice.
nice.
Thanks.
And then we got Miniature Spencer. Let me pull up a.
Oh yeah, I wanted to share this because it was getting into the Halloween theme. So Miniature Spencer made this castle a while back. Like I believe he designed it in CAD, like all himself, and then he printed it and he painted it, and he's been updating it for. He's going to be I think he's in a Halloween show now, actually, somewhere on Roncesvalles. If you go to his profile, he has information about it. But yeah, he wanted to like Halloween it up and enter it in this art show. And I just think he did a really amazing job in that it's a fantastic diorama that really tells a story.
Yeah.
With like the little boat at the bottom and the like little elevator going up, and
I always admire people who
Yeah.
do this kind of work with like popsicle sticks and stuff and make it look so realistic. This is so cool.
oh, so Miniature Spencer is fully like comes from a model train background.
Okay, that
Like
makes
him
sense.
and his dad would do model trains together, and now like he is like fully laser cutting, 3D printing, amazing stuff. And his dad is very much benefiting from him being like ultimate miniature maker dude. Or like his full-time job is making miniatures. Like
That's
he
awesome.
works with artists and stuff to do like concepts for their like sculptures and things like all kinds of stuff. You should definitely check out he's got two profiles. He's got Miniature Spencer, which is more his like miniature stuff, and then he's got Loading Dock Productions. Dock is spelled DOC. And yeah, he does some really amazing work. And we are actually collaborating on a secret project right now
Awesome.
that is Warhammer related.
This is pretty cool. This boat diorama that he did.
Oh yeah, I think he made that for his dad. I think that literally added on to his dad's that's his dad's train set in the background, and he made the slip with the boat to go in the foreground.
That's very cool. Very
And like
very intricate.
if anyone's familiar
detail.
with Ontario, the stuff in the back is supposed to be like the Niagara Escarpment, which is pretty accurate.
Oh, that's cool. Very nice. I always like to see non miniature, like at least wargaming miniature hobbyists, because I think that we can learn a lot from like model train makers and like armor
Yeah,
hobbyists and
agree.
stuff for our own hobby. It's very cool.
Yeah, especially if you want to learn some great weathering tutorials. There's a YouTube channel
Yes.
called Night Watch.
I love Night Watch.
Oh, I've heard of it.
And he is amazing. He does tanks mostly, but if you want to really know how to muck your models up and make them look amazing, so to make them look like they were trudging through mud and stuff, definitely check him out.
Yeah, he's got
Cool.
crazy cool
Good suggestion.
tutorials on weathering and stuff. All right.
Yeah, I've heard of him before, but I've not checked him out.
Yeah, you definitely should. He's great.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. Well, these are my picks. First up, we got
Oh yeah, show us.
another fantastic miniature from Unwanted Legs for his Red Locusts Chaos Space Marines. This is a Diabolist.
Yeah, I don't want to love these guys as much as I do because they're filthy space marines, but his stuff is pretty interesting.
Yeah, they've got this really creepy. For me, they remind me of like I don't know why. I call them the Kubrick Marines because for some reason they evoke Stanley Kubrick for me. I don't know what it is
Oh,
about
like
them.
the blood pouring out of the elevator in The Shining?
Yeah, or like the weird trippy scene from the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey. They kind of evoke that for
Yeah.
me. But he does this really cool thing with like metallics and to me a clear red paints. And then he uses these.
Is that just Tamiya clear red? That's all he uses?
I think it's
Over
to me a clear
metallics?
red over applied in like very thin layers over a metallic with a zenithal highlight. But yeah,
Amazing.
pretty much. It's a pretty simple paint scheme, but then he accents it with like these little splashes of color, like white and black, and weirdly, like if you haven't seen his other models, like this is an example of another of the traditional ones with the red. But like
Yeah, that's
weirdly,
the
some of them
traditional
have
space marines that I don't want to love as much as I do.
like some of them have really bizarre details, like these headless birds that are just kind of like hanging out. Or one of them has like there's one with like a sheep head hanging off of his
Yeah.
belt or like stuck to like it's very creepy, weird, very grimdark, surrealist horror kind of stuff. And it just goes to show that like not all grimdark miniatures need to just be, dark colors and
Filthy.
enamel wash on it.
Yeah. Good point. I like it.
So yeah, that was my first pick. And then my next pick was from Encarmental Increase, is a really cool kind of cyberpunk almost Sister of Battle.
Oh yeah, I saw you post this. This one's really cool.
And he made this from one of Brass Monkey's female Space Marine models.
Yep.
Which are
Well,
very
that's
cool.
where I recognize the legs.
And I really regret not getting a hold of him. I actually should message him to see if he has any like backstock because they're really cool models. But I just love this like alternate take on a Sister of Battle because it's not really a style you typically see the sisters in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks very punky.
Yeah, it's very like cyberpunk, and I love like just like burn written across the breastplate. I think is really cool. And the color usage is really cool. I like the subtle use of neon colors with the more like neutral, dirty armor. So yeah, very cool model. Also, yeah, check out Incremental Increase because he's got some really cool stuff. A lot of Space Marines, but they're pretty cool Space Marines.
Yeah.
He does a lot of like sculpting work to make like to really up the scale of his Marines. So definitely check him out. Really cool stuff. And then the last one is Mag Bellum, who did this fantastic Demon Prince of Slanesh. Although you might be asking, why does a model this cool only have 32 likes? And that is because I kind of wanted to bring this up. Is Heresy of Us is his original account, which has been hacked.
Oh no!
So if you get the chance, Heresy of Us is a pretty well-known guy in like the Inc 28 Grimdark community. He's done articles for 28 Mag and stuff. So if you have a chance, like go over to his account and report it, so he can try and get his account back. But right now, if you want to follow his work, he's posting to this account, which is Magbellum.
But like, if you report it, do they just wait? I found Heresy of Us. That's the hacked one, the one with 4,600 people, or is that the new one?
And that Heresy of Us is the hacked one. Is his original
Heresy _ us?
Yep, that's it.
How do we know it's been hacked?
He says it's been hacked.
But he posted this miniature on October 17th.
Yeah, it was hacked like a couple days ago. Like literally a day or two after he posted this, it got hacked.
So how do we post it? How do we report?
So I'm a little unclear on that. I was just reporting it as like pretending to be somebody else.
But then they might just delete his account.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine if it's a situation like I'm sure he's gotten in contact with Instagram. So I'm sure if Instagram also sees a bunch of people that are reporting it as not being pretending somebody else on top of the report that he's given to Instagram directly, I'm sure it'll.
Okay, what's his new account?
His new account is Magbellum, Magbellum.
Magbellum.
Yes.
I posted the link to the last
Thanks.
thing into the chat, so you can just click there. It's the last link I posted.
Sweet.
And let this be a reminder to all to get two-factor authentication if you don't.
Yeah,
already.
turn that shit on your accounts. I'm not big enough to get hacked. Just turn it on. Who cares?
It's a little bit of a pain in the butt to have to answer a thing every time you want to log in, but it's better than not being able to get your account back. But yeah, he has some really cool like grimdark stuff. So yeah, but on the topic of the demon prints, I really love this. Really great use of different parts. And I love the colors. So yeah. So those are my picks.
Nice. Thanks for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
Good picks. A little education there about someone having their account hacked and making sure yours is not. Like, I turned on two-factor authentication on my account, and like, as long as I'm on my same phone, Instagram doesn't even bother me. Like, it's only like
Yeah,
if you
I
log
haven't
out
had
and
any
you have to
problems
log
with
back
it since
in.
I turned it on.
So it's not really that much of a hassle. So you're like logging into your account on a bunch of different devices all the time.
Yeah.
It might be annoying. That's probably the situation where you really need it.
I mean,
Yes,
I have
yeah.
it turned on and I don't use the stream. On the stream, we have a dead panel right now.
You're done your stream? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't have anything else.
Okay.
And
thank you for the warning, Kajan.
What I wanted to say is I have it on as well, and I'm not using my phone for it. To use Instagram, I'm using desktop, and very much doesn't bother me as well.
Yeah. And they also they give you like recovery numbers that you can use, which are good. A recovery code sort of thing.
Just don't lose the codes.
Yes, do not lose the codes.
But
apparently soon we're all going to have passkeys. I don't even understand what a passkey is.
Tom Wilson, to answer your question, is it definitely hacked though, or is it a new account just saying that? No, it is definitely hacked. A lot of his close friends have shared his post saying, go report this account, has been hacked.
That is interesting. I didn't think about someone doing that. They just to create a new account, claim to be someone else, and go, "Hey, report this totally legitimate account because it's been hacked."
Yeah,
that's some shitty social engineering.
I don't think I don't think Heresy of Us is quite that big for somebody to be doing that. Like I could see somebody maybe trying to do that with somebody like Squidmar or something, but
yeah.
4,000 people is big enough to try to get some sponsorships going and stuff like that.
That's true. I really enjoy his work though, so I'd like to see him be able to. I think it's unfortunate if he doesn't get his account back because I think he's worked really hard to build up a following.
I think Instagram needs to get better at this because it's happening a lot.
Yeah, I mean, botting and hacking.
Facebook has no customer service whatsoever.
Oh no, yeah, they don't. You used to be able to call Facebook customer service. I remember that.
Wow,
because my account, I got locked out of my account a long time ago. It was probably like 2011 or 2012. and used to be able to like, or at least it was a live chat feature. Used to be able to at least like live chat with customer service,
Wow.
and now you can't even do that.
Well, it's because they have 40 billion users, but they don't actually provide any service to any of those users. Like, that's the
Yeah.
thing. They're like, we have billions and billions of users. It's like, yeah, but like, if one of them needs help, they're shit out of luck.
Yep. Thanks, Zuckerberg.
Suck a dog.
Yep.
As we act all tough, giving all our data to Google, YouTube.
Yeah.
So this is super easy. You just cut out those sections, and then you go and blob in some little blobs of green stuff, and then you just sculpt Tyranid vents.
This is awesome. I think I might do this with mine.
And then,
Because
like,
that was my only real problem with the new ones is like they spent all this time with the new Tyranids kind of referencing the old Tyranids, and then with the Genestealers they didn't give them the old classic, you know, spongy backs.
yeah, it's a little weird.
I mean, I do love the new back design, but I really like the old retro look.
And like, you can just do it like this, and it can be good enough, or like you can go for extra points and sculpt the like little. Well, I guess I will sculpt the surrounds, but if you don't care to, you don't have to. And I got to speed it up. I didn't realize what time it was. All right, get these in quick. So when I do this, I tend to start with like the middle of the section, just as like a kind of like a guide point that I can do like the forward and back rings in reference to. Middle, although this one be a little tight.
Are the arms on these models ball jointed?
Yes and no. They have positioning pins you can cut off.
Oh, okay. All right. So they're basically ball jointed.
Yeah, when you cut off the positioning pins, there's still some like angles that I would recommend like shaving off, but they're close.
Okay. Workable. Workable.
Yeah, the more I work with the Genestealers, the more I like them. Like there's that this week Games Workshop revealed the Christmas boxes for the different factions, and the Tyranid box turned out to be exactly what Valrak rumored it would be, which is a Hive Tyrant, a Norn Emissary, 10 Genestealers. I almost said 12 Genestealers. I'm so used to like old school. 10 Genestealers and 20 Hormagaunts. And it wasn't, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't a box that I was terribly excited about. And I feel like some people said, like, oh, those are all the models I haven't bought from the new release. This is perfect for me. But other people were like, yeah, that's not that exciting. So yeah, but I don't know. Working with these Genestealers, I'm like, maybe I need to get me some more Genestealers.
Yeah, I'm kind of in that boat of I haven't gotten any of those models, and I have need of a Hive Tyrant, so I'm kind of excited for the box set, especially at a discount. So I think I will be getting one when it goes up for pre-order. Hopefully, since it doesn't seem super popular, they don't sell out real quick.
Wow, they'll probably sell it quickly anyway. And then I was thinking about how when they were first previewing Tyranids, they had them like they had all of the second wave kind of arrayed in that weird pose where like you could see all the models. And like I was like thinking like, wouldn't it be cool if they give you like a launch box that has all those models in it? Like it had like the Lictor and the Neuro Lictor and like the Death Leaper and the Biovore and stuff. I was like, that would be a sick box to buy. Like I would love a box that had a Biovore and a Lictor in it. I don't care what else you put in it. I'm just in it because yes, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's unfortunate that that's not the case.
I'm kind of wondering how long it's going to be before they finally release the Neuro Tyrant and the Screamer Killer.
It's a very good question.
If
Are
it's
you?
gonna
Do
be
you
like,
mean
are they gonna be
as separate
multi-parts,
models, or do you mean in the way they did the Overkill Brood Coven, where they just like put the two of them in a box together?
I don't know. I kind of hope that they're separate models.
Oh,
but,
definitely, me too. But what do we expect is a different question.
I mean, I think they're not really related. So generally, they try and sell unless it's like in a combat patrol. They generally try and sell stuff like that as like
Yeah.
like kind of their related miniatures, like a command group, like even the Brood Covenant was like all like HQ models or
True.
whatever. But you know, I mean, I
And
don't
they
know.
used to be like
Well,
one unit. Didn't you take them? No, I don't know if you took
Yeah,
them
that's
together.
true.
No, I guess you took them separately. No.
Has someone checked the battle force description? Are they up already?
Yes.
I mean,
No, they're
they're up.
not.
usually
Wait, what do you mean?
What I mean is that usually when you look at some kits on the web store, it tells you that if it's a dual kit, it also tells you can build the other option.
And what are you referring to?
We just were talking about the Neurotyrant, right?
Oh yeah, but it's not like it's not listed or
And
anything.
it's in the new Battle Force.
No, it's
Is
not.
it?
The Hive
I
Tyrant's in the
don't
new
think it
Battle Force.
is.
Yeah, but we were just talking about if that's going to be a dual kit, right? Did I
What?
miss that?
No,
No.
no.
Okay,
So we're
my
talking
bad.
about the Screamer Killer and the Neuro Tyrant are the only two Tyranids that were released on Leviathan that haven't been given a normal release yet.
Neurogons.
And Neurogons, those two.
And the
since Leviathan
okay, so you're
isn't available in
counting
the store,
you're
it's like,
counting
when are we
everything in
getting
the
it?
Combat Patrol as being released?
Yeah.
Me?
Well, the Combat Patrol is everything in Leviathan Tyranid side except for the Screamer Killer, the Neurogons, and the whatchamacallit.
Yeah, I was
The
just
Neuro
checking if you meant like you can buy them in some box versus you can buy them in an individual box. Like for example, the weird thing with the Barb Gaunts where they came out in an individual box for God knows what reason.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that either. I saw that
Because they
at
were
a
like,
Games
people are
Workshop
gonna love
store, and I was
these. Put them out.
yeah, it's a little weird. I don't know. I think for me at least they were the least desirable model from that kit, but
Well, what you got to do is you got to take a page out of the Book of Box and turn them into warriors.
true. Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're bad models for like parts. They've
Yeah.
got Ravener syndrome. They're great. They're great for parts.
Yep.
God, I can't believe how many Tyranids are sold out on the GW store.
It's ridiculous.
I had this discussion on the Discord fairly recently, and it's insane to me. It is absolutely mind-boggling that the biggest miniature company in the world has this much freaking problems keeping stuff in stock on their website. It's ridiculous.
Oh, when they
For,
know
like,
that they're going to be
extended
doing a
periods
huge
of time.
Tyranid release. Like that's
I
the
know,
part that
for
pisses me off.
extended periods of time. I can't remember the last time I went on the Games Workshop website and the fucking Carnifex Brood was in stock. I can't remember the last time.
Oh, there was this amazing post on Reddit where this guy was. Did you see it?
Nobody buys them, so they don't keep them in stock.
No. So there was this post on Reddit. I think it was on Reddit Tyranids or our Tyranids. I don't know what we're supposed to call it. I'm not up on Reddit. And the guy's like, well, since these things are not in stock, I decided I'd just make my own. And he printed off like cardboard cutouts of the pictures of the models on the Games Workshop website. And it's like the Carnifex, the Zoanthrope, like all the models you can't get. It was pretty funny.
And then, of course, you got now. And what has Games Workshop created now? They've created an environment where you've got fucking scalpers that keep these things on email me, and then as soon as they come back in stock, these scalpers buy them up and then sell them on eBay for a premium because they know that Games Workshop is going to take 75 years to restock a goddamn Tyranid Harpy, and now I can sell a Tyranid Harpy that's normally retailing for what is it, like $70 or $90? God, $90, jeez. For $130.
Yep.
Or piecemeal it in bits and probably make almost double that. It's just so dumb. I have so many like backlog miniatures still in boxes of a lot of the old Tyranids, so like I'm not that worried about it, but like I had need of Zoanthrope head bits. And I went on the Games Workshop site and I looked up Zoanthropes. Zoanthrope's out of stock. Go on eBay. Zoanthrope's incredibly expensive and no bits available anywhere. And luckily, Dachande came to the rescue, getting me the head bits I needed.
Dachande.
But like, this is ridiculous. Like, it should not. And a lot of these are models that just came out. The Neurolictor has been out of stock for like 2 weeks now.
Uh-oh.
And the Biovore and the Pyrovore, I can't remember the last time I saw them in stock.
People who, but didn't like with Will, wasn't he like he ordered it on like release day or something, and it took forever to get him his Biovore? There's something
that's
about
the other
that.
thing. Is Games Workshop also has recently had a major issue with shipping models in a reasonable time frame. Like, I had a friend of mine that bought, when they did the made to order for the old Archeon on his horse from Warhammer Fantasy, he ordered that and it took like 4 months to get it to him.
Oh my.
Which I know they're made to order, but like I think the original time frame is something like 100 days or something, or like
I just made to order the not a miniature, but I made to order the rule book, the Rogue Trader, and it I think it said like 90 or 120 days or something like that.
I'll get ready to wait 6 months.
I don't care. I don't need it.
That's true.
Not like it's a miniature I'm like waiting for to do a conversion. What?
180 days, yeah, it says. So that is 6 months.
Oh, it says 180. Wow, okay. I didn't even pay attention because I'm like, I don't care. I'm gonna put it on the shelf with all the other rule books. I'm not like waiting to dig into it to like do a Rogue Trader faction or something.
Right. And whenever I go to like a hobby store, whether it's a Games Workshop or like a local gaming shop, the only Tyranids I have seen in store have been Hormagaunts and Genestealers. I have not seen anything.
Warriors. Every so often I'll see a Lictor, and I'm often tempted to buy it because they actually have it. And then I think I have 3 Lictors now. I have more Lictors than I need.
And Barbgaunts. I saw Barbgaunts.
Oh, I don't know that I've ever seen Barbgaunts in stock. When I was at Games Workshop, they had Tyranid Warriors in stock, 1 box of Lictor, and then Hormagaunts, Genestealers. They might have had Termagaunts in stock, the new ones.
So yeah, that's my little rant about Games Workshop for the day.
See, this is it's a partial argument for me like hoarding Tyranid kits, because I have fortunately not been bit by this yet. Also, you can just do what I do, which is like, it's probably not going to work that well, but go on to Google and just type in like the name of the Games Workshop kit you want to buy and like in your region. I found this crazy. Okay, so I'm doing a conversion for Flynn Hammer. For this conversion, I need a Norn Emissary model. They're one of the models that's sold out. So I just went on Google and I was like, Norn Emissary, Canada. And I found this crazy store called like, whatever, I'll plug them, JR Toys. And like I went on it and it looked like it was like a Toys R Us ripoff. Like it had the same kind of like very colorful like layout and stuff like that. And I was like, this place looks sketchy as hell. And they're like, we have 3 Norn Emissaries in stock. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, YOLO. I took a chance. I ordered the Norn Emissary. It was free shipping. It was discounted, like, so it wasn't the Games Workshop rate. And I swear to you, it was sitting in my P.O. box the next day.
Wow.
And like when I charged it to my my PayPal, they charged it as like Canada Pool Supply. I'm like, oh, I am never getting this model. I have just been scammed. But then it was literally there the next day. I couldn't believe it. I ordered it like 11 o'clock one day. It was in my mailbox the next.
They were probably so excited to finally have a customer. They called up their cousin. They were like, ship this out now. We finally got a customer.
And then like a buddy of mine is doing like this Tyranid for us here in Toronto. And he was like, oh man, I need a Norn Emissary. I can't get it. I'm like, go to this place. Apparently you still have 2 left. I hope he bought it before I plug it now and all the Canadians buy them up.
Yeah, I don't
know. All right,
know.
so I'm doing the extra plating down the sides here. You don't have to do this. It's just if you're looking for like overachiever bonus points, you could probably just do the central part. I did the Tyranid venting across it, and then I went in with like the tip of the blade at the corners to kind of like spread it out a little bit because it looked too narrow. The goal is to get this guy done tonight before we wrap, but I should probably be wrapping soon.
How would it look if you just if you like carved out the spine sections for the ribs and then just attached the armor that normally comes with it?
And that could be an option. You could try that. Yeah, it could probably work fine. I'm probably overdoing it.
I'm just surprised you're doing this before the rib putty cures.
Oh, it's because I'm being an idiot. I'm moving fast and breaking things. Because I'm like, I want this guy done and I need to wrap this before 10. Yeah, you should not. Yeah, you should absolutely wait. Thank you, DarthBob. Wait for these to cure before you go in and try and sculpt anything else, because otherwise you're going to screw up what you sculpted before and you're going to be disappointed. You'll probably hear me swear profusely in a few minutes when I do that.
Just wanted to say, if you're going to do the voiceover for this, but you probably should mention that.
You mentioned not to do it all at once?
Yeah, not to do what you're doing.
No, I will. I will.
Do as I say, not as I do.
We're recording the voiceover after, so we're good.
Dan Kaplinger wants Kajan to post some pictures of his work on the Discord when we wrap up.
Yeah, can do that.
Yeah, Dan joined me on the voice chat on the weekend when I was doing my 24-hour tile challenge. Oh, did I mention that? I was thinking of continuing the 24-hour tile challenge on the stream, but I'm still feeling a little burnt out about it, so I'm probably going to take it back up on the weekend. That is my
I was
update.
out of town over the weekend. What exactly is this? I wasn't keeping up.
It's still happening now. So Hive Market Minis, shout out Hive Market Minis, who does a lot of really cool conversions. Hive Market, oh, I'm getting a problem now because I want to sculpt another thing, but we've got this weird hip armor on the Steelers. Whatever, YOLO. Hive Market Minis did this community event. It's going on this week. It started on Monday and it goes till Sunday. It's called 24-hour tile. And the idea is to make a Zone Mortalis scenery tile in 24 hours. You don't have to do it in like one straight 24-hour stint. I was initially going to try to do that. It's a good thing I didn't because I would have died. It's just you spend only 24 hours on the project. So like that's your time limit. You gotta do it within 24 hours, but you can do it in like a number of different sittings. But you're supposed to like time yourself and be aware of like how much time you've spent on your project.
Does that include painting and everything?
I think it does, so I'm definitely not going to make it.
It does. It does. He said it does include painting, but it's fine if you don't paint it.
He's a pretty chill guy.
Or at least he gave Mr. Pink the permission not to paint it.
He told me I didn't have to paint it. Okay, this is how messed up I was after streaming for that long. I don't remember that part of our conversation. So thank you, Kajan, for remembering it for me.
But yeah, he clarified that it should include painting, but it's fine if Mr. Pink is not.
Not mandatory.
Mr. Pink is the exception to the rule.
Not mandatory.
Yeah, he also was the exception to the rule. He got to start early.
Yes. So I started early. It was supposed to start Monday, but I had this weekend. Nora was away, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll just do it this weekend. And I asked him, he's like, yeah, whatever. He's very chill. He's extremely chill. It's not like a challenge. It's not it's not a competition. It's just like a way to inspire people to try and make like cool new scenery and to like give them a time constraint to force them to actually finish the project. Is my interpretation of it.
I like that. More laid back.
Yeah, he seems very laid back.
There's a lot of like contests like that and stuff going on right now. Like this month, there's like the Hill Giant, there's the War Barbie, there's some other one. Oh, there's the Hormigón challenge that Ryan's doing, which I still kind of want to do, but I only have.
Oh, I'm going to. I'm going to do it. Mark my words. I have barely started one like barely started on the Hormigaunt, just like airbrushed in the beginning colors. I'm gonna do it. It's just a Hormigaunt.
Yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of Hormigons lying around. Not the new ones. I have the old ones.
Oh, does it have to be a new one? I don't know.
He did specify it could be the old ones too,
Oh, cool.
which
It
is
was like
nice.
Games Workshop
'cause-
was handing them out, but that was I think 2 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, I could maybe go to one of my GWs and see if I got 2 in my area, so I can maybe drop by one and see if they have like any left over. Sometimes they do. They have them just like because they didn't get enough people to pick them up.
Oh, really? I feel like ours always sells out.
Yeah, I got like 3 of the Cadians, the Cadian free miniatures,
Yeah.
just because the guy was
Cool.
like, I was talking to him, and then he was just like, "Hey, did you get the Cadian last month?" And I was like, "Nope." And he's like, "Do you want 3?" It's like, sure,
Yes.
free plastic.
Yes, please. Those could be useful as like all kinds of stuff, like victims.
Mhm. like literally not what they're supposed to be used for.
No, but like like a members of a kill team or like a inquisitorial henchman thing.
Oh yeah, I think it's kind of cool too. I think it's a woman too. It's not like a male model,
Yeah.
which I
Oh,
think
nice.
there's more male Cadians in the box than there are women.
Yeah.
So
Hit the
I think it's
jackpot.
nice to have. Yeah.
Oh, part of me wants to
No,
just be like, "Hey, I did one side of this guy. We're good." But another part of me is like, "You can finish it. It's good." Kajan, what were you saying?
yeah, I haven't tried to go back ever since my bad experience the last time with the free model, where the guy was like, "Yeah, you have to buy something to get a model."
I think you can
And
report the Games Workshop for that because they're not supposed
yeah,
to do that.
people said that, but it's more hassle, and I mean, I literally have to go out of my way to go there.
Oh,
So what point is it to get this guy in trouble? I mean,
so it's
he's
not
not
like you're
going to
local.
get me to come back more often, especially as we just discussed. They never have anything Tyranid related in stock. I mean, warriors and Hormigons, and that's about it. So the idea to go there to pick up one of those models, yeah, it's always for me to go out of way out of my way to go there. Especially
Yeah.
they actually moved way back before third edition. It wasn't a Games Workshop shop. It was just a local game store, and he
Yeah.
was pretty much right in the city center. And you would be going there, past there pretty regularly. So
Yeah.
it was great. It was a great location. And then Games Workshop said, "No, we are going to open a license store, and you're no longer getting our license from us."
Oh,
And that killed that gaming store
yeah.
because half their income was Games Workshop products.
This is when Games
Because
Workshop was really bad with independent retailers.
yeah,
Really bad.
meanwhile they eased up on that. We have other
Yeah, now
gaming
they're
stores
better,
now that
but
yeah.
there was that dark period where it was like you can't use our pictures to sell your models, and like you have to have a bricks and mortar store to sell our models, and they're basically trying to stop online discount sellers
Yeah.
by like gerrymandering their rules for independent retailers.
And then they moved way out of the way, but it was still relatively near not Subway. It's running above ground. Subway above ground is called.
Like light rail, LRT, streetcar.
Yeah, something like that.
Y'all are talking in public transportation. We don't have that here in America.
We barely have it in Canada. We are like keep trying to make like. In fact, they're supposed to be building an LRT, a light rail, in my part of the city, and it was supposed to be finished in like 2021, and they still don't know when it's going to be finished.
Unless you live in
meanwhile,
DC or New York City, you don't get public transportation around
Yeah.
here.
And meanwhile, if I can get easily with public transportation, I'm not interested in it. Because I do something that's called park and ride. This means I'm parking at the outskirts and using public transportation to get into the city.
Smart.
Well, the reason a lot of these GW owners do this is because GW forces these draconian selling requirements. They have to sell so many models, so they try. So even though they're not supposed to, a lot of these Games Workshop shop owners will try and incentivize you to buy stuff by saying you can only get the free mini if you buy stuff, even though that's not the case. And Games Workshop has overtly said that they're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, and during COVID, I went there. It was pretty early in the COVID, and I was really desperate looking for a warrior kit. And I was like, okay, I can't, I don't find it online somewhere, and I have to be in the city anyway for my vaccination shot, and so I'm going there picking up a warrior kit. And would you believe it? They didn't even have a warrior kit. And I was like,
Tyranids were fully out of stock for a long time.
We can order it for you. And I'm like, okay, if you order it for me, can you send it to my home? I'm paying you here and just send it to my home address. They were like, no, can't do. And I was like, okay, then I just can go home and order it from your website and get it shipped home. It's such a service oasis. Desert, I mean.
Yeah, I have two in my area. One has gone through in the past 3 or 4 years has gone through 3 different shop owners. It's really unfortunate because they're
not the owners though, right? They're the managers, aren't they?
Yeah, the manager. Yeah, they run the shop basically. It's a one-man show basically, and it's unfortunate because the first guy was a really cool guy. You could tell he was really passionate about the games, and he had a bunch of really well painted models that he did in the display cabinets. But I actually got to be buddies with the guy, and he got let go because his sales were not high enough. And then the guy that took over for him, I didn't get to know very well. But then the guy that owns it now is a complete douchebag. He's just really, really rude, and I never go to the shop anymore, just specifically because of that guy. But
that's really sad, man.
There's another one that's actually closer to me, so I now go to that one, and the guy that's there is pretty cool. But I didn't get a chance.
These
to
are
go
both
over
Games
there.
Workshops or FLGS?
Yeah, these are both GWs. These are both Warhammer stores.
Yeah.
So I'd like to go to the other one and see if maybe he'd be willing to, if he has any of the Hormigons left over. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow actually, since I'm gonna be in the area anyways. I keep seeing you get really close to the ribbing details with your sculpting tool, and I'm just waiting for you to slip.
Why you? Stop cursing me. Well, what I'm doing is that I'm actually redefining the inside edges. When I get close to the ribbing details, if I go over, I can just kind of get a spoon in there and push out the ridge and then use the knife tool and dig back in a little bit. So that's one of the benefits of sculpting it while the ridges are still wet, is that you can modify the ridges to fit your plates if you need to. I haven't really had to, but at least I don't think so.
Yeah, that's true.
Pretty happy with how this guy's coming together, though.
Yeah, I like it.
Making me not feel as bad about running longer than I wanted to.
On that topic, actually, I think I'm going to have to get going.
That's fine. As I just said, I wish that I was already done. Not saying anything bad about fun people in the chat. I'm just saying that I didn't want to be streaming too late because I still got to get ready for bed and all that.
We actually still have 8 people watching. So
what?
We actually still have 8 people watching, which reminds me, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe
Thank you.
to the channel and hit the little bell button for lots of fantastic Tyranid videos and streams, including the creature conference.
Also non-Tyranid videos, you know. I mean, they've been mostly Tyranid now, but the sculpting tutorials are useful to everyone. And I just got if you've been here since the beginning of the stream, I just got the new Warcry box, or at least the ogres and scenery part of it. And though I will be converting that scenery into Tyranid scenery, I will be converting those ogres into nothing Tyranid. My goal, I'll tell you, because you guys are my real friends.
It's going to be crude?
No, what I want to do is actually, that's not a bad idea. I wanted to do a video where I convert the ogres into Dark Eldar Grotesques, Skaven Rat Ogres, and Genestealer. Well, they're kind of Tyranid. Like Genestealer, like super aberrants, like big, huge aberrants.
Yeah, the aberrants were the first thing I thought of, but Skaven Rat Ogres is a great idea.
Yeah, so I wanted to do one of each because there's 5 ogres in there, I think. So I thought I could do one of each.
I can't believe we live in a world where the Island of Blood Rat Ogres never got a wider release, and they're still selling those old as dirt Rat Ogres on the GW store.
We live in a world where a lot of weird Games Workshop stuff doesn't make sense, unfortunately.
Give me the Zotes.
Well, okay, so yeah, that sucks, but like we also live in a world where we just got a bunch of new Tyranids, which is decent.
That's true.
I don't want to complain too much. Like we live in a world where I'm working on like brand new Genestealers here, and there's some brand new Hormagaunts sitting on the floor over there, and if I went out to my studio, I could find a brand new Biomore, brand new Biomore, brand new. You get the idea. You know where I'm going with this. Right?
Yeah, and it only took like 45 years.
Doesn't matter. It's here. You got a time machine? We don't have to live that life anymore. We're here. We're now.
All right. Now I just need a fully plastic line of Aspect Warriors, and we'll be good to go.
Getting there very slowly. Slow baby steps
very
with
slowly.
Basically plastic versions of the resin models.
It's better than nothing. I'll
Yeah, what do you
that.
think of the Striking Scorpions? As you try to
a lot
leave.
of people are complaining about them. I don't mind them. I think
find
they're
them
very
boring.
cool. I mean, they're not super exciting, but I don't think any of the Aspect Warriors really needed to be exciting. To me, they were always kind of just like the Terminators. Like I just kind of want better proportioned plastic versions of them.
But there are third-party alternatives that are so much better.
I mean, I think the Artel models are pretty good. But I mean, I don't know. I think they're fine.
I mean,
I don't think they
especially
didn't blow me away, but like I'm glad they exist.
I mean, yeah, sure. I agree. I'm glad they exist.
Sorry, I was talking to Nora. Which ones are you talking about?
Striking Scorpions, and
Yeah.
we have more better looking third-party options that are looking really good as for Striking Scorpions. And that's why I'm disappointed with the boring poses we got for the Striking Scorpions, because based on the competition, it's still you still want to go to the third-party option. So
Yeah.
Whenever
Artel Vey or whatever, they have some damn fine Striking Scorpions and Warp Spiders.
See, I agree. I agree with what you're saying, but I generally try not to use that as a metric, because you could make that argument about like there's some third-party 3D printable Tyranids that have been better than even what we got now for a long time.
No, I don't think so. I don't think I've actually seen those Tyranids. Like,
well, I mean,
Utov gets
depends on the
close,
style
but
you're looking for.
I mean, we can do you can show us them those next time. I would love to see them because I haven't seen them, and I happily revise my opinion.
I guess my point is I don't use third-party stuff as a metric for measuring.
No, you're right. That's a good point.
My measure or my metric that I use to decide whether or not a model revamp was a success is, does it look better than the original ones, or is it an upgrade from the ones that existed before?
So that I think those are two separate things. You said, does it look better, and is it an upgrade? I think that no matter what they do, unless they really like shit the bed, I think they're going to look better. But when I hear, is it an upgrade? that to me feels more like a conceptual like evolution of them, some kind of change, new thing, trying something slightly different.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, to me, like
To
an
me.
example of like it would be the separation between the new Terminators versus the new Biovore. I think, in my opinion, the new Biovore was a failure at updating the old Biovore. It basically doesn't look like a Biovore anymore. They just slapped the Biovore name onto something that looks completely
So what they
different
did is
than
they
the Biovore.
changed the design aesthetic. They changed the design language
Yes.
of the model.
Versus the
I'd say for the
Terminator is just
better.
a visual upgrade of the original Terminators.
Like personally, the old Biovore was fun. It was never good. Like the model for me, like I know people love the big fists, whatever gun. It was fine, but it never did it well enough that I was like sold. Like I always wanted it to look like a one of those Gun Beast sketches, and it never made it.
Yeah,
So
well,
the fact that
yeah,
they
but I
changed
mean,
it to something cool, I don't mind.
I think it just could have been closer to the original concept. I just think it looks too radically different from what the original Biovore was.
Yeah.
But I also am just in general not a fan of super insectoid Tyranids in general. So that's
I
another
can
major
understand
gripe
that.
I have with it.
Yep, I can
Another
understand that.
example, I guess, would be the Sentinel. The Sentinel is an example of a model that they kept the overall design language of it, but in my opinion, it is not really an upgrade because I think the old Sentinel looks remarkably better and more in line with my personal aesthetic preferences.
Oh, okay. I don't mind
But
the new one.
I don't mind it. Like it's not a bad model. I just I just think the old one
Was good.
I
Was
kind of
really
liked
good.
how clunky and kind of like old school it looked.
Yeah.
But maybe that's personal. Like I don't like how rounded the new one is. I don't like how rounded a lot of the new Imperial stuff is in general because I
Okay.
think there's something very 40K about the kind of boxy hard edges of the Imperial aesthetic.
Yeah.
But anyways, all of this is to say that I think
You gotta go to bed.
the the new aspect warriors overall I think have done a good job of just kind of reproportioning more or less the old designs. And yeah, they have like little aesthetic differences that you might like or not like looking at you, Dark Reapers, with your silly Lego mouths.
So they're the only ones, like the Dark Reapers, I feel like they were a little bit upgraded, a little bit different, a little bit newer, even if they're not perfect. But like the Striking Scorpions a bit, and very much the Howling Banshees. The Howling Banshees for me do nothing for me. Like they don't feel new. They don't feel different. They just feel like they took the Howling Banshees and made them plastic, like the old ones.
Well, but I think one underscored aspect of them is the scale of them is better, right? If you look
Oh,
at those
okay.
models next to the old models, they do look more in line with the current scale that Games Workshop stuff is, because old Games Workshop stuff was like 28mm heroic scale, whereas
Yeah.
now it's more of a 32mm scale.
Yeah.
So like I think they're better proportioned. They brought the aesthetic up to modern model standards without messing
Yeah.
with the visuals as much. Which I can respect people who say that that's boring because like yeah, it's not exactly exciting to just basically see a slightly better proportioned rehash of the same models. But at the same time, I prefer them to do that than give us something that's like radically new
Not
design
right.
and doesn't look as good as what we had before. The
Yeah, I
only
guess I see that with
major
the Termagants and the Hormagaunts, that there wasn't a radical
yeah,
design, but
exactly.
they fit the aesthetic of those models
Yeah, I
that they
think the only
established.
critique I will levy at the Striking Scorpions is I do think they could have been a little more exciting with the poses. The poses are a little meh.
Safe. They're safe.
But that's not yes, they're very safe. But that's nothing that a little cutting and green stuff can't fix.
Oh, I want to take my hand at it. Started looking at some
So
Striking Scorpion concept art. I'm like, we could make this happen.
hell yeah. Alrighty, but with that, I
All
must
right, yeah,
go.
go to bed.
I will talk to you guys on the next stream. And
Thanks, buddy.
have a good night, guys.
Night.
you
And
too.
with that, I think I'm pretty much done this guy.
Yes.
So
And
let's
please
have.
post pictures of you
I will.
guys' finished progress tonight.
Oh yes, thank you. I did have to mess around with the now the DarthBob's gone. I'll admit that I did have to mess around with the gills a bit, and it was a little annoying, and it probably would have been easier if I had waited for them to cure before I attempted it, but it wasn't too bad.
But it's looking great.
Sorry?
It's looking great.
Thanks. So here's a comparison shot to the former one. The former one has a wider back than the new Genestealers do. So if you just put in the gills and you don't do the like armor plates around the sides, it can look kind of narrow. So this kind of like broadens it out a bit, but I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, I could, if I was feeling obsessive, I could increase the size of the like fins on the back. Like I feel like they're a little small compared to the old ones, but maybe that's fine. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I mean, now I'm like obsessively being like, oh, let's tweak the little armor plates so that they match on both sides. I shouldn't bother.
No, I think it looks great the way it is.
Thanks, man. And like moving forward, this one wasn't even that bad. Like when I first like moved it up, I was like, oh, is that gonna look awkward? But I was able to mesh it pretty well with the using the putty. It's decent. I can be proud of that.
Your camera focus.
Is my video still recording? My video's still recording. I don't know how much I missed in there, but sorry, what was that, Kajan?
Your camera focus was out of whack for a moment. It's back.
It's because it's on auto, and I don't always keep the miniature right in the middle, so it's my fault. Oh, I'm really happy with that. Damn, beautiful. He can hang out with his friend now. I don't have to be worried that Nora once painted one of these limited edition Genestealers, because now I can just make more. Cool. And what to do with the rest of my green stuff?
Oh, there's always
very quickly do one of these.
I mean,
no,
you
I'll
can
be
try.
rushing. I think I'll quit while I'm ahead, because I definitely feel ahead with this guy. I might like reinforce some of the arms on the Ymgarl Genestealer, because it could maybe use a little bit of reinforcing. That's what I can do with my green stuff.
We have some comments in the chat, which we
yes,
didn't
thank
get
you.
To if you want to.
Only DarthBob was not on top of them.
Tom Wilson said earlier, I've got a lot of Genestealers knocking around. They come in every set, and I probably will probably get one box of these new guys, though.
Yeah, you're right. They do come in every set. That's a very good observation.
That's also my issue with them. Pretty much everything has Genestealers in them.
That's why I've not bought a Tyranid set in a long time, because I'm like, nope. I've got way too many Genestealers already. And now we see it starting again. I guess they're not in the combat patrol, but they're definitely in the
in the Christmas box in the Battle Force. That's why I'm not getting the battle. That's why I'm not feeling the Battle Force. I've looked at it, I see a Hive Tyrant, I see Genestealers, and I'm like, yeah, okay, thanks, no thanks. I can just buy.
Seen this one before.
Yeah, and I can just buy the Homer guns and gowns sets, the pieces that interest me.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but you're starting to convince me that I maybe want to get a box of those Genestealers.
They're nice. They're nice models. They're definitely nice models.
Yeah,
like the
as
small.
I said, I never looked at them because they're Genestealers.
You have so many.
So I never. Yeah.
Like small bones that I have to pick about them make them even better kit bashing fodder for other stuff. Like their feet are kind of big, and I'm starting to sound like the brothers Wire from Between the Bolter and Me, who are always talking about how big feet are on models. So their feet are a little big and their Ren and claws are a little big, but that means that both are excellent for donating to larger models like Warriors, Ravners, Lictors, that kind of stuff.
I mean, if the feet are this big, they could have just made the toes longer So make the
That would have been
the
nice.
foot itself smaller, but the toes longer, so it gets that ape-like gripping idea.
Yeah. There's also some casting issues with some of the legs where the toes, they have that thing that you saw on the Space Hulk Genestealers where they just extrude a line between two parts and there's no detail between them. So I had to literally go in on this guy and trim between his toes because they were just filled in with this non-detail thing, which is annoying, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of notorious with using green stuff to put my models together, so I'm gap filling everything right away.
okay.
Yeah. Dan Keplinger joined us earlier too. He's been
Yep.
here for a while and said I think the vertebrae was a piece of the armor plate that he glued on and then cut off each side of the armor plate.
I was saying that definitely. I think I mentioned that at a point. I'm like, hey, remember when I told you to glue that one vertebrae in and leave these armor plates out? I'm just realizing that that's the vertebrae I want to cut out to make the Overwatch Stealer. I absolutely acknowledge that. That was dumb on my behalf. He is correct.
And Victor D joined us and asked, you prefer jaws or tentacle faces? And I'm personally a tentacle face person for...
That's a very good question. It's a tough question. I think I have more affection for tentacle faces, but I think that I really like the tentacle faces being applied to certain kinds of creatures. That I think if every Tyranid had a tentacle face, it wouldn't be special.
Yeah,
but I like that they've been associated with Vanguard organisms. Because I'm thinking about maybe making because you can have a winged hive tyrant in a Vanguard swarm, or you can have a winged Tyranid prime in a Vanguard swarm. I'm thinking of putting some tentacle faces onto a winged tyrant, or what was the other thing I said? Oh, the prime, just to have it mesh more with the rest of the Vanguard swarm look, because that's the tentacle faces have become the Vanguard swarm look, which is great.
Yeah,
I guess that just means I love tentacle faces because I want an army where everything has a tentacle face.
I wouldn't put it on everything. I also like the hive guard head, the one with the faceplate over the eyes and stuff. I like. I'm T eyeless Genestealer, so I know this was.
Eyeless is another good one. I think if I had to go with Maws, with Jaws, not the tentacle faces, I think that I would be tempted to go more eyeless. Also, I don't love painting Tyranid eyes, but I do like eyeless. I think that's a good creepy alien vibe.
Yeah, I mean, this harkens back to the xenomorph. Which
right, exactly. Good point. Xenomorph was definitely eyeless.
Yeah, because technically it had the skull inside the faceplate, which nobody could see.
No one could see. Yeah, a nice design detail to find out later, but yeah, it was not current.
Yeah, but definitely have to say I prefer my Tyranids eyeless with their tongue use inside, not outside. I'm not a fan with the dog type of look of
the happy dog.
Yeah.
Well, do you know the rumor for why we have all those happy dog mouths?
No, I don't.
The belief is, oh, by the way, I wanted to say that your spore tower's looking great. I didn't realize you had quite so many of them.
Yeah, it's technically six of them. There's another one, which is complete, pretty much completed.
Cool.
The inside, when it's being painted, will be gunked up. But yeah, it's pretty much completed.
Nice. No, they look great. What the heck were we talking about? Eyeless.
Eyeless why they have the dog mouth.
Oh, why they have the happy dog tongues. Yeah, so this is the urban legend. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if we made it up. Maybe Hydra just pulled this out of his butt. But the legends say that people were so negative about the 3rd edition Carnifex when it came out, and it had that kind of a closed mouth with its teeth bared, the kind of thing that you would expect from a shark, you know?
Yeah.
Aggressive, bared teeth. But it didn't really translate very well on the 3rd edition Tyranid Carnifex, and people started calling it the Grinfex because it just looked like it had this derpy grin. Mind you, this was before the word derpy was invented, back in my day. So the theory is that it got back to Games Workshop. Everyone was laughing at the Grinfex. They thought it looked so silly with its bared teeth that Games Workshop said, "That's it. All Tyranids, mouths open, tongues hanging out. This is how we make them look cool. No more bared teeth." So it took them a few generations to try a closed bared teeth mouth, but most still have the open mouth tongue.
Yeah, I can absolutely see that. That's such a corporate decision. I can absolutely see that one. The idea that the information got back and someone was like, okay, we're not doing that again.
Well, Jess Goodwin was pissed when the 4th edition plastic Genestealers, like the Genestealers that were our current ones until very recently, when they came out, before Games Workshop actually previewed them, someone got a hold of the model and took a really crummy picture with their potato cam, like cell phone, whatever it was back then. And they took a picture of the model like this, like right head on. So it was looking like right up the model's nose. And everyone's like, what? Those models are terrible. Why do they have such big noses? And they didn't have big noses. They were just like, it was just a terrible, terrible angle.
Yeah.
So Jess was pissed that that was like the first introduction that people had to the new Genestealers. Because it definitely got back to him and he was not happy about it. As like one wouldn't be, where it's like, oh my god, I'm going to redefine this like iconic Tyranid creature that's been around since like Space Hulk. And then like someone takes an unflattering image of it and all of a sudden people are like, oh my god, why is its nose so big? And you're like, no, you idiots. And I've got way too much green stuff. It's too late to put it in the freezer. Oh well.
Yeah, also not starting another batch.
Well, I have way too much of this batch. I'm definitely not starting another batch. Just trying to like waste it reinforcing arms.
I mean, reinforcing those arms it's looking good. I mean, that's why I'm putting mine with green stuff together. So
right,
so
smart.
they blend better. Because I don't like the ball sockets when you put them together. It still kind of looks like a ball socket.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, that is a dangerous route that you can like fall too far into, like obsessively like green stuffing in your arms to look good, because I have started doing that on some models and I could just keep doing it. Dangerous.
I mean, I'm so bad. I'm sometimes even digging out the plastic between the ribs and stuff like that. So I know a thing or two about getting obsessive about.
Speaking of doing too much, speaking of being obsessive, I'm going to call this now because I just got the high sign from Nora. She's taking Ripley out for his final walk, and when they return, it will be time for bed. Because I'm usually wrapped by now, but I've fallen into a hole trying to use this green stuff. But this has been a really good stream. I'm glad we had this chat. Thank you for preparing your models to share with us, Kajan, both your personal models and your picks from the week.
Oh.
And let's do it again in 2 weeks.
Sure. My pleasure.
Oh, wait, as I say that, what is 2 weeks? Oh no, is that November 8th?
Possibly.
Yeah, I think it is. I'm not going to be able to stream on November 8th, unfortunately. I'll have to figure it out. We'll figure something out. Okay. Thank you so much to everyone in the chat for joining up, for hanging out. Oh, I see Mall Ninja in there.
Yeah, Mall Ninja joined us. We didn't get quite down to his first
Hmm.
comment.
Oh, Terath is here. Awesome. Hey, buddy. And good to see Dan Kaplinger. Thank you. Paint looks great. Oh, paint looks great on this dude. Yeah, this is one of the greatest Tyranids I've ever painted. I don't know why. I'm just obsessed with the job I managed to wring out of this Genestealer. And the fact that it's like a limited edition Genestealer from Deathwatch Overkill just does it for me. I love it. For some reason, I paint Genestealers better than other models. Okay. Just looking at Terath, putting the beak on a few models. Go ahead, Kajan.
I just wanted to say before we go, like, subscribe, hit the bell for the notification.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Please be sure to like this video. I always forget to like videos when I'm watching streams, so please close your chat and like it right now if you're watching the stream. If you're watching this after the fact, thank you for sitting through our random streams. I never know why people put up with us, but I'm very glad you do. And please make sure you like it as well. And yeah, our next stream will be. Go ahead.
And if you want to support Mr. Pink, you can join his Patreon for some cool stickers.
Yeah, I think the Patreon link is in the description of this video. I hope. I'm pretty sure I put it in there. But yeah, you can join the Patreon. Another sticker is going to be going out at Christmas time to all of my lovely patrons. So you can look forward to that. And you can pay whatever you want, $1, $2. Wait, I think it starts at $2 or something because I had to upgrade. So yeah, I think it's like $2 or more. And there's no tiers. It's just like if you support, and then there's some random stuff. Like for example, I need to give away a Tyranid Codex. I'll be giving away a Tyranid Codex on my Patreon starting very soon. I just need to make the post because I got an extra one because the first one I got was damaged, so they sent me a new one. So I'm giving the damaged one away for free. So yeah, if you sign up for Patreon, you can get in on that competition
and the damaged one will be signed.
Oh, should I sign it? I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
If you want it signed, I'll sign it. I don't know if my signature
give away a damaged one, you at least can up the value a little bit.
Okay. If that's going to up the value for you, I will sign your codex. There you go. But it's only for patrons. It's not going to be on YouTube. It's not going to be on, well, it is on YouTube here. I'm not even going to post about it on Instagram. So you got to get over to Patreon, and you can just sign up for a month, enter the contest, and cancel. I don't care. But if you hang around, I appreciate that too. If you sign up for a month, you'll probably get a Christmas card from me with a sticker in it. So if that's motivation for you, there you go. But I seriously need to call this right now. Thank you all so much. We'll talk again soon next Friday. I will be streaming on probably Saturday and Sunday to finish my 24-hour tile build. So if you want to come and hang out then, I look forward to it. And yeah, Kajan, thank you so much for hanging out for the full stream. You were here at the very beginning and you're here till the bitter end.
My pleasure.
And I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Good night, Kajan.